I got a haircut.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, nice.
It's no longer
Yeah.
over my ears.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize.
Yeah, it needed it.
All right, well, with those haircut updates, we return
Yes.
with our second dozenth episode. Yep.
Week, but I'll give it to you. It's 24, second dozen, 2 dozen.
2 dozen.
Yeah. I'll give it to you. It's technically true. Welcome back to another wonderful session of the Fractured Firmament. Last we left off, things started off on a little bit of a sad note. You guys had come back from Zalia via your emergency teleportation device of Lormendi's Realm Mirror, leaving behind your companion Helios, who chose to remain behind but hand over the Griffin's saddlebag. As you guys effectively mourned, not the death, but the loss of a friend, you had some reunions. It looks like a Seeker unit had come to the Seleucius to set up the sender relay signal, and this included some old friends of Avery and Mishari, who's been popping up a bit throughout the campaign. New friend in Kier, your new party member, and 2 particular people, Callan Moran, a old friend of Cecilia's, and on a good luck check, Hermia the Fierce showed up as well. So it's been a nice little reunion with everyone, which helped to raise spirits. There were a lot of important and deep conversations last session. A lot of good free therapy for our characters following some really tragic shit. You guys gathered together and discussed plans moving forward, knowing that a big priority must be the repair of the fracture and rifts nearby. Once the Argent Needle was completed, you also identified Mallory's thread that she's been working on that she didn't even know how to use. Found that it was something called the linking thread, which is formed from memories and experiences and bonds that you find and share and experience through your travels in the planes. Therefore, kind of setting up the campaign idea that I had, and you were supposed to. It's a whole thing. We're way off track of what I originally had planned. It's all good. We're here now. And you already have a few threads that have materialized based on poignant moments throughout the campaign, such as your first arrival to the Feywild and your last moments with Helios. And as you guys discussed things, you shared information about Zalia, the propaganda poster you'd found, the disconcerting news that they're coming to war with Elkest. You discussed reaching out to the Seekers, which I believe Maya did at the end of the session, finally get a full report in. And there were some discussions also on, some deals that were made, and some new deals made with Mallory. Astra learned that's very important information, that the Green Fairy is not to be trusted, and it's a little late because 2 people in the party have trusted her and made some deals. Mallory got very serious for the first time since you've really met her, and explained that the Green Fairy is the most cruel, sadistic, and clever of what she referred to as her kind of alluding to the Green Fairy being a hag or something equivalent, and said to never ever make deals with her. And now that you've made deals, there's consequences to those deals. She did tell Astra that your mother is not ill. She is suffering the effects of the magic that helped the Fae defeat the Revians at the end of Theros, and that the origin of that is unknown. Some people speculate it could be from the Green Fairy herself, it could be from the Unseelie Fae, or something else entirely. She did recommend you still complete your request of gathering the hag stones for her deal, just to make sure you don't suffer any ill effects, but to not make another deal after that, and to just come to Mallory from now on. Because she's your friend. She likes you all so very much.
Yeah.
Look, I don't even care if she like, flips on us at the end. I don't give a shit. I love her. She's fantastic.
That's concerning
Worth it.
to hear. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. And then you also dropped the bomb that Maya had some dealings with the Green Fairy that were a little bit more vague in nature, and so Mallory abducted the second person to the green room and told Maya that she was doomed, but it was okay because she'd help. Also, before I forget, she made a new deal with Astra for the 2 hagstones she has. If you find any concrete information or a lead as to the location of an archfey that's gone missing by the name of Apocry, somebody that owes Mallory some deal from a long time ago, she's coming to collect now that she's back in town. Mallory told Maya, though, that with the deal that she had made, it will require a bit more work to overcome. And the first step is to find this Bingsworth. And because you two share this powerful bond, you'd be able to create a sort of special thread between the two of you that she can then use to hopefully subvert or defy the fate that you are unfortunately heading straight towards with the Green Fairy. To that end, Maya, you did cast some sending spells last session and determined that Bingsworth is, for the party's sake, real. People were doubting if Bingsworth was real. And is alive and is in the summer court somewhere, caught up in something. He wasn't able to say, didn't quite understand how sending spell worked, rambled on a little bit. And by the time spells ran out, you determined that he might be in some danger, as he told you that it's not safe in the Feywilds, and to not trust whoever he was going to say before it cut off. You can make your own inferences for that. You can always cast sendings after you rest or another day, but for now, that's all you've gained. Having to follow the leads that you have to find your halfling friend to hopefully avoid this dark fate set up before you. With that lovely conversation topic at hand, you guys set up the cottage. Astra spent some time investigating the Aegis suit, found that it's a little complicated, but an exciting new project, things to be done. Cecilius and Callan had a really nice heart-to-heart, and then a really nice sword-to-spell moment where you guys had a duel, a little practice battle. That honestly, for what it was really enjoyable as this like just little one-on-one, really satisfying combat. Also kind of a good showcase of how aura really affects combat. There was aura healing, there was pink aura reaction, there was advantage, there was even an aura art shown off. It was cool. You did end up losing that, unfortunately, which you put up a hell of a fight for being outclassed by
lost,
2 levels.
But yeah. I won.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, you really showed him that you have grown. You showed him that you can take care of yourself a lot more than last time he saw you. And you guys spent a night with some good food and some friends, getting to know Kier, who is apparently sent from the Azure Cloud Mirror as an envoy to Cecilius, of all people, knowing exactly what the origin of your curse is. It is called Storm Clouded Sight. It is a side effect from the Cloud Giants because apparently Ulrich, your descendant, stole Uvar, the Storm Rune, from the Cloud Giants, from the Storm Giant specifically, Storm Giant King, Arendine. And Uraka holds more than 3/4 of it, and you hold the last little piece. So, Kier's mission is to stick with Cecilius until Uraka inevitably shows up, and to kill Uraka, to get the full rune back, and then has the authority to remove your curse and bring back the rune to her people. I believe there was also a very nice conversation with Maya and Lormendi on the nature of why people do bad things, that I think gave Maya at least a little bit of peace of mind on her troubles and her woes, especially following the loss of Helios and the betrayal by Aaron and some other horrible things that have happened recently. Uh-oh. Guess it didn't help that much because Maya just left.
Yeah, we lost to Maya.
Okay, well, give that a sec.
Interesting. There we go.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Hi.
Hello.
Good?
No, you guys are still breaking up bad for me.
Oh.
Oh.
That's weird. Megan was having issues too. I wonder if it's a
Yeah,
Discord
Yeah, every once in a while
Damn
it's
it.
still.
Discord.
Okay,
But
now it's
I think it's
cleared
just-
up. What the hell?
Yeah.
Okay. All
I
right.
think it's just Discord is Discord today.
Might be some technical issues today. We'll work through it. But yeah, so Maya had a nice heart-to-heart with Ormendi about the nature of why people do bad things, helped settle some things, and then you guys settled down for a good night's rest. Oh, Terena talked to Cecilius and was the nicest she'd ever been to you, which is not saying a whole lot
Yes.
so far.
No.
She appreciates that you're trying, is what she said. For whatever that's
take it.
worth. Yeah.
Take any
and-
crumb I get from her.
Yes. And Hermia also told you that she's sticking around for a while. She has some business in the summer court, but she regretted leaving the moment she did last time. So she's here for the long haul at this point. She likes you guys.
Nice.
And she was really
We
sad
love
to hear that
Hermia.
Helios got not Helios isn't. It's weird because we're talking about
Basically
Helios like
captured.
they're dead, but
Yeah.
yeah, and not that she could have done anything to stop it, but she does wish that she'd been there to maybe have influenced it. And so you guys, after going to bed, woke up in the morning and found that Krier had reached out with another letter, this time to Astra, not Helios, finding that there is a new owner of the saddlebag, potentially permanently, and explained that they had finished the new old needle repair and told you to keep this one very safe. It's going to be really hard to get another one at this point. And advised that they will have a new delivery for you in the near future once they've pivoted their plans back to the Feywild from the Shadowfell to the Astral Sea to the Feywild. So they're finding something for you guys to do soon. And with that, I believe that's all that really happened last session. You were told that the next day, after Maya had given her report the night before, you will be getting a message from probably Commander Ravi, the Seekers, giving you either orders or some at least reply to the things you guys have reported, since technically speaking, you guys are still part of the Seekers, though not much of this campaign has been about that.
No.
So, anyways, as we pick up, technically we are not on this map. We are technically within the cottage. As you
Are we just
guys-
waking up?
Yeah, this will be
Okay.
if we wanted to retroactively do something, we can, but I'm gonna put it towards probably around the breakfast table. Astra's reading the letter you guys had got to inform you.
Real quick before that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before
The
everything.
bag had full charges yesterday. Before we went
Yeah,
to sleep.
No,
No?
it
Was
had
it one away?
3 charges. It got full charges today.
Okay. All right. Never mind.
It was at
then.
3
Okay.
charges yesterday, and then you're good now. Or it was
Okay.
at 6 yesterday, and then now, no matter what it rolls today, it was at full.
Gotcha.
I put it at full because it doesn't matter.
Okay. All right.
So,
Cool.
yep.
Continue. Sorry.
So. No problem. Did anyone want to do anything retroactively before we go to basically breakfast on this day? Which I think, by the way, this day.
Breakfast. Oh yeah, what day is it? I forget.
If
We're
I'm
always
not
forgetting the dates.
mistaken, Today marks the 1st of Einar, month 9. Effectively the 1st of September.
Mm.
We have officially hit the new month.
Wake
It
me
has
up when
been-
it ends.
Almost a full month since the campaign began.
Damn. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Only a
so,
month.
yeah.
Only.
Checks out.
Yeah.
God.
Wow.
Mira joined in the chat. Damn.
Yeah.
Alright, well, Kira's gonna commandeer these 2 chairs and put them together.
Before
Yeah.
everybody gets up, I have I'm assuming Maya is probably in the kitchen. Or
It appears
somewhere where she's okay.
Yeah, like
All right.
she went into rest mode at the table, so that way when
Oh, okay.
everybody was up, she could
So
go
I
to
will-
the kitchen.
When you would wake up, Cecilius would he would already be in the kitchen.
Okay.
You're gonna be hearing him like early in the morning, like trying to find certain pots and pans and ingredients and shit.
Like trying to
Um,
cook.
Yes. He's
Serious?
gonna try to, he's attempting, and I don't know if Maya will, I don't know if she'll hear it. Probably.
I mean,
Um,
she doesn't sleep. She just goes into a kind of like
Yeah,
I'm awake,
like
but
a
I'm
rest
not
sentry
moving
rest
state.
kind of deal.
correct.
Okay.
Maya
Okay.
goes into quite literally like a sentry rest where she is still aware of her surroundings. That's why you guys don't really need to take watch when
Nope.
you sleep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're kind of in our special.
Bullshit.
So yeah, she heard you the moment you started clanging pots.
Okay, great. So he is trying to make breakfast now. I don't know how well it's gonna go, but he is going to attempt.
Yes.
Let me.
You know,
Yeah.
I usually cook.
Oh yeah,
Get the fuck out of my kitchen.
She's like, this is my
You-
spot.
Are you interested
Um,
in learning?
Actually, yeah. If I could get your instruction, that would be good.
Sure. Why the sudden interest?
Yeah.
Well, I've never made breakfast before, and kind of like you're not used to him being all like nervous and stuff, but he's nervous. Kind of want to make Callan something special.
Oh, that's sweet.
I I used to go over to his house, and his mother would make breakfast for us. And it was really delicious. So,
All right. Do you know what he prefers?
yes, eggs Benedict, pancakes with like maple syrup and blue compote, orange juice or apple juice, it doesn't really matter, and breakfast sausage.
Okay, that's very easy. Sure, I can show you
I-
how to do it.
Yeah, if you could just show me. I don't want to burn eggs.
Sir, do you need a check from Maya
No.
to teach?
No.
Okay.
If Maya is going to, I was going to require some checks if Cecilius is trying this on their
I'm
own.
going.
on his own, but,
I literally want to try to like do it without magic. I want to do
Sure.
it like
Yes.
bare bones.
With Maya's expert instruction, I will not require a check. It's just going to be a morning spent of you two in the kitchen and Maya giving pointers and tips and showing you how to do it. And by the end of it, with Maya's help, because at this point we've established that Maya is a phenomenal chef who's made
She
food.
is international. Chef.
Harm a giant demon spider into giving you stuff for free. You know, it's
Hell yeah.
cool. You probably could have defeated the Rousts with a lasagna if you really wanted
Probably.
to.
That's how we should have gone in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Looking back.
should have just showed up at the door with a giant like casserole dish.
We're your
We're
new
the
neighbors.
neighbors.
We just moved in.
Point to your cottage over the way. He didn't have it yet, but Yeah, that's funny.
It's hilarious.
You
I
have
love
a
that so
nice
much.
breakfast ready
Yes.
by the time Callan wakes up, which Callan normally has a very regimented schedule. Something about either the setting or the day before, he doesn't wake up until the breakfast is done. Usually, he would probably be up the crack of dawn.
Crack
But
of dawn. That's
he's
why I was like,
yeah.
I'm really early. Yeah. Yes.
The crack of egg
So-
dawn.
The crack of eggs. The crack of eggs.
I think when Callan sees what's for breakfast, he will kind of just glance to Cecilius and
Makes
smile
sense.
a little bit and be like, "Oh, what a coincidence! This is something I'm very familiar with. Is this something you all have every day?"
No, it's kind of a special thing.
Well, I'm glad I could be here for it. Guys.
You can see he's so happy with himself.
I think
Pushes you to the side to take that seat.
Yeah. Move, bitch. This
Hermia-
is my seat.
Hermia will come over here and offer
Here,
these
I
two
will-
chairs to Kier.
I will.
Yeah.
Apology, excuse me, as I try to fit my butt on 2 chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has a chair for each cheek.
Obviously.
We need
Yeah.
to do something about that.
Yes, Michael will remember next week to edit the map for to make a big chair for Kier. I'll just put a bench in place of 2 chairs.
Perfect.
Yes, bench.
That's probably what I'll do.
Yeah.
And so, as you guys congregate, Callan enjoys the delicious breakfast, knowing that it was definitely not something
Totally
you
wasn't.
normally do.
Yeah.
Rita's
And,
probably perched on his shoulder.
Oh.
She likes Callan a lot more than
yeah,
her own
I-
master, it seems.
I think Callan got used to Rhea over the
Yeah.
for the year, so he knows he's familiar. I'll say it's around the breakfast table that Astra gets the letter then from Krier, and I believe I put it into resources last time. And you guys get the update on how to use both the thread and the needle, which you already kind of knew. The information that he will have a delivery for you soon, and that in the long run, his suggestion is you defeat Venorin, but that's not something you can accomplish at your current level. So to continue exploring the plains, doing the best you can to maintain stability of the Feywild, now that it has been revealed that these rifts aren't necessarily going to keep opening anywhere. They're being targeted on the Feywild to collapse it. So hopefully you guys can keep finding them. The only downside is none of you have a way to locate fractures besides using eyes. So gonna be tricky. And
Some of us don't even have that. No.
but
Have
you know,
a seer.
I know.
I was
Gotta-
just gonna say there
Yeah.
is potentially someone in the group who might be your fracture finder of sorts.
Go to sleep. Boom.
This goes up. Cecilius, did you have a dream last night? No. Try again.
Boom.
Yeah.
Look, I just periodically take naps in hopes of being traumatized.
Cecilius goes at just full like micro naps, like never gets a full 8 hours, just like
Yeah.
hour sleep, hour sleep, hour sleep.
Yep.
Don't
Kinda
forget
like
to give
me.
yourselves long rest. I see Cecilius is still at 8 hit points.
Yes.
Oh, right.
And
Sorry.
I have
Yes.
subtracted 5 decay.
Yep.
Mm.
Maya's basically at perpetual 55 out of 60. Unless you turn off that program.
Yep.
Programs.
What do you mean?
so-
Maya's
well-
a real girl.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, that's true. We haven't had the conversation yet with Kira
No.
or Callan.
No.
Yeah,
Maya's a
yeah.
real girl.
You know, you don't need to tell them that.
I'll find
So-
out eventually. It's whether or not Callan finds
Oh,
out
for
eventually.
sure.
True,
Oh,
true.
for sure.
Kira will be around for the long haul.
Yeah.
So, as you guys finish the letter, breakfast is coming around to an end. What would you guys like to do? You know, you have Alan sticking around for a few days, he said. So you'll have him with you. You're sticking around. for the foreseeable future. And as of this moment, other than whatever you guys want to do, you have no pressing deadlines. What do you guys do?
Well, we need to go close.
well-
We need to reinforce. What is it? Ban Ayator.
Yes.
Yeah. We need to get the fractures that are already around, and reinforce them. I know that's what we have to do.
I believe it's a good start.
Man, I wish we had that Pegasi again.
Yeah, was
So faster travel.
yeah. I have a bit of a greedy use for the Saddlebags legend lore.
Yes.
That being?
Well, in order to get the stones I need for Mallory, for the...
I thought it was for the Green Fair.
It is, but Mallory has some... So I have another deal, and I need to find out anything I can about someone named
Why do you guys...
Apocry.
Apocry.
Well, I don't mind if you do that. I'm going to go ahead and take some breakfast to the others in the tower. Obviously, aside from Orbendi.
Okay. Well, Kier, right?
Yes, that is my name. And I'm trying to remember my accent from last time.
We have a benefactor of sorts who we've been working with. Their name is
Yes,
Krier.
the one that sounds like my name. The one that you read
Yeah.
the letter.
Yeah.
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 Shared name.
Oh, it
I
is.
like
It
him
is
already.
fairly similar. Yeah.
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 Clear.
I didn't think about that
Clear.
when
Yeah.
my name was being created.
But, this bag gives us, it has some magic potential to it, one of which is the ability to use, I don't know if you're familiar with the legend lore spell, but...
No, but sounds entertaining. I'm
Ah.
Oh,
ready.
my ears.
Astra will quickly explain, go through what it
I
does.
mean,
Sorry, I
Kier-
talk loud.
Kier has a booming voice.
Yeah.
I do.
I think it piqued your mic. So I was like, ah.
Oh, sorry.
It's
Turn me
okay.
down.
Yeah, just turn her down.
Let's see, his turn's down.
Turn her down
Well.
more.
Oh, whisper.
Anyways,
What do you want to use it on?
I'm going to use it on Apocry. Archfey Apocry.
It might be quite difficult, but you could definitely give it a try. You
Well,
don't know this
I mean-
Apocry.
I don't know them, but at least I can get some blanket information on this person.
I mean, I don't think we have anything pressing to use it on currently.
Alright,
That's...
I will go ahead and cast Legend Lore on Archfey Apocry.
Archfey Apocry. Okay. The Monarch of Woe, Architect of Pain, and Collector of Sorrows. The caged bird long sung her praises, but the bars broke, and the song ended in blood. The gold needle tells the tale, stitched into time's tapestry. Unfortunately, because you know so little about Apocry,
Mm-hmm.
that is all you get from this.
Okay. Can you put that in miscellaneous?
Yeah. I'll throw that in there.
Okay.
me grab that.
You learn anything?
over. It's unfortunately very
And then-
vague and flowery, but
Mm.
if you learn more, it may become more concrete. Although there
Mm.
might be something to use in what you've just gotten. Who knows? Let me throw this in miscellaneous though. There you are.
Collector of sorrows.
It sounds super cheery. Mm.
Yes, you were told by Mallory that she was not a great person.
Yeah.
She was, you know, the things you know about her so far are that she is an unseelie archfey who likes to collect the screams of children and the sound of lost love.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Okay, well,
Those are all the
that's...
charges of the Griffin Saddlebags. So, let's see. We're till 10. Callan, hearing this, goes, well, that's concerning. This is someone you were tasked to find.
Well, yeah, I just need to find out where they are, or get something of theirs and bring it back to Mal.
If they are of legendary significance, perhaps someone's heard of them.
Yeah, we'd have to go to the Unseelie court.
See, Hermia looks a little hesitant.
I'm
Well,
gathering a few reasons to travel there at this point.
Mm.
I see. Well, I'll stick with you regardless. Although I've never been anywhere near the Unseelie realm. It's a far cry from the Spring Court from what I hear. But it would be nice to see the world, I suppose. Even some places of it. If that is of interest, I know I've mentioned my business in the Summer Court. The Unseelie realm is actually reached through a connection between the summer, the spring, and the autumn, or from the Winter Court. In fact, I'll put you guys on the
The
Feywilds map.
winter.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, it's
there are
digitally. There we go. Okay.
Yeah. There are
yes.
two main ways to reach the Unseelie Court. First would be
physically.
to cross through here, which is attached to the Summer Court, the Spring Court, and the Autumn Court. It's like a point between the three.
Yeah.
Or if you were to use, that the Winter Court has a teleportation house at Winter's Kiss. The place you stayed that one night.
Winter's Kiss.
Yeah.
That I did not sleep in.
If you go there and do choose to fall asleep, you would be transported directly to the Winter Court and could then travel south to the Unseelie. Those are the two real ways to get to the Unseelie realm.
Yeah.
So.
Well, right now as much as I want to, we have other things at the moment. We need to check the rift, and we should discuss if we want to try and close the one that's fully opened, the one we fell into.
Where exactly was that one, Mike?
Up in the forest.
That one was like in the umber. Yeah, it was in the swampy.
When you say the one you fell into, we
didn't fall into
it was we fell into the fracture.
No, we didn't.
Or
the only thing you guys have fallen into is
you're right. We got taken through.
Between...
You're right. Ignore that.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Yeah. I'm assuming what you meant was the one in the Umber Wetlands that leads to Shadowfell, though. Yeah. No, you guys went to the Umber Wetlands and got very, very close to the fracture, but you did not know where it was. at the time, and it did erupt to a full rift after you guys left and saw it from a distance.
Yeah, let's see the repercussions of that.
It's fine.
Yeah. It's fine.
You guys had a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So technically, that one would be that one would be closer. No, that's not closer than Bane.
Let me show. No, God, no.
Hey,
I'll put you guys
Iator
on
is like
the-
in the forest we're
It's
in.
like
We like
in
go
our
down
forest,
a little
yeah.
and go to the west.
Yeah, no. Bayan-Iator is next to the Mirrorwood. The Mirrorwood is
East.
technically speaking, the Mirrorwood is part of Bayan-Iator. It's just a part of it that has the influence of Lormendi. Bayan-Iator is a very large forest in the Autumn Court. So you guys would go directly east to get to the fracture you guys repaired, and then that's where we need to make a decision. Really, I know you guys are going to do that this session, but after that is kind of where the crossroad hits, where I know there's the desire to maybe go back to the Umber Wetlands to close that rift, or perhaps to go to the Fields of Bounty to defeat a hag, or to divert to this path down, taking the Amber Walk in this direction towards the Summer Court. That's also a possibility.
We got options.
It'll be up to you guys. You guys have options. The world is your oyster, so to speak. So.
Yeah. I mean, I prefer to find the rifts as soon as possible and close them. But it's not a permanent solution.
Well,
We'll have
it
to find a way
is kind of.
They're just...
I mean, ultimately, we need to stop Satrotha from making them.
Minoran.
But
Which, did we get an update? Did we get an update from the heroes?
I haven't heard anything.
Nope, nothing from them yet. They're also, timeline-wise, they're not out of Ajudas for another, 4 days. Because you guys left a week early from their timeline of 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, we'll figure it out as we go.
Yeah.
We just gotta close this rift that's closest to us first.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
When do we go?
After I'm done my plate.
As soon as as soon as the mirror is repaired.
That'll be done soon, because you guys arrived probably early morning, midday last time. Yeah, a couple hours at most. Lormendi should have that done.
Yeah.
So you guys finish up your breakfast, discuss plans. I see Maya has exited the cottage.
Yeah, she went to bring food to the others in the tower that eat.
Avery and
Terena
Mashari.
and yeah.
And
Gotcha.
Mallory.
And Mallory and Dell.
Mallory.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots of the foods.
I think Terena and Lormendi are the ones who don't seem to require food or
Oh,
sleep
yeah, I
or
guess
anything of
so.
that nature.
Yeah.
Terena spends so much time in this place, she's been affected by the Mirrorwood.
Doesn't hurt to eat anyway.
When do she gets
Suppose
back
for the
up?
pleasure of it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
You
Alright.
can't eat.
So,
I'm assuming Hermia, you'll be joining us.
oh, yes. Gladly. I was there when you closed the fracture the first time, and I still didn't understand what the hell was going on then. But I'll be happy to come along, and I'll do what I can to help. I didn't really do anything for the fracture before. I don't think I'll do anything this time. But
Are there any in the summer court that you know of?
fractures in the summer court? No. That was the first thing I'd ever seen of it. I didn't. I knew I heard about your seeker people coming through in this court, but I had no idea how until we saw that rift. Unfortunately,
Well,
I was a bit preoccupied trying to find Ascaris, and now that I've abandoned that, it feels foolish looking back on it.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
all the same.
well, Cal, are you coming along?
Absolutely. I have a few days of leave from the Seekers. I could not abandon you so quickly. Can't say how long they'll give me, but
Right. I mean, I'm sure you probably have to know what's going on and
well, it
how
would
to
be good
close
to
the
get a.
rifts. If
I must say, it would be nice to have some idea of what you've been up to. That's for sure.
good.
Eyewitness report.
I take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, eyewitness report.
Yeah.
I start to taking everyone's plates and prestidigitation.
Yes. I'm gonna go wash the dishes. Walks into the room, waves a hand over it. Dishes are washed.
Yeah, it's very quick.
I
I wish I had magic.
for my downtime, I have a
Just for that.
few questions.
Very,
Sure.
very convenient.
Because now I have this Aegis suit to work with, so
Yes.
Yay!
So,
Suit stuff.
a few things. First is what's the worth of 7 pounds of copper?
7 pounds of copper. In regards to what for this question, as for the raw metal scrap?
Yeah.
Onto I'm guessing you're trying to upgrade the fuel tank potentially.
Yeah, the fuel tank. My first two is fuel tank, and then the thing that lets it
Logic core,
autopilot.
I believe.
Yeah, but I need a big ticket item for that.
The logic core specifically needs
500 gold piece pearl, or
it depends on. So technically speaking, you can go straight to the version 1.0, which takes a 1,000 gold piece diamond if you want, because you can have both logic cores installed at the same time, and they both benefit each other. Like it says in the second one that if you have them, if you make both, it's better. But you can go to one or the other first. An opal worth 500 gold or a diamond worth 1,000 gold. It's big. Each major upgrade has like a big ticket item.
Yeah.
To set some sort of thing you have to like look for. I did that for Helios.
Either way, those are big ticket items that I'm not gonna worry about the other materials for them until I get the big ticket item.
I'd say how many pounds of copper?
7.
Got it. I'll say I don't remember what we logicked the copper was worth before is the problem.
Neither do
I know Helios used a lot of it for the gun.
Yeah, I kept because I kept some for myself in case Astra needed it for things, but now I have the Aegis suit.
Because it's 7 pounds of copper wire, so it's like a big spool of this copper wire. I'll say, unless Megan can find anything that I've given more defined metric to, I'll just go 50 gold worth of scrap. That's that's pretty decent.
Okay.
Peruse my notes.
A pocket watch from the butler.
Wow. Yeah, I guess that can be scrap metal. Very small amount of scrap metal. It's also the watch itself is worth more as one whole item, but when scrapped down, there's not a whole lot of material. Is the problem. Like a pocket watch might go for 100 gold because of its craftsmanship, but if you hit it with a hammer and take the pieces out to make a something else, 5 gold worth of scrap.
Gotcha. Alright.
Yeah.
Be better off trying to trade that. But I'll note that down.
You'd be losing a lot of value on that.
I'll put about 100 as sold or 50 as scrap, or 5 as scrap.
Yeah, roughly.
Masterwork rapier. I'm just gonna say rapier, but a little bit more.
Yeah. I'll give that one 35 gold rather than 25 for
Okay.
the typical rapier price.
Okay.
It's a shame, yeah, because a lot of the raw scrap you guys had went into Helios's rifle right before Helios got captured.
Yeah.
But it'll matter.
Yeah, it'll matter.
When you
There's
get ready.
234 gold still in the bag.
There's a lot of gold, which does raise a point
No,
to me.
scrap.
There's scrap?
The
Is there
scrap.
scrap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote. I have crafting material.
Even better.
Current
Yeah, there's
total.
234 worth of scrap
gold
in there.
Worth. Oh, yeah, you're great.
Yeah.
That's not counting the ring from above, which is 1. But anyways, I have a weird question.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Gold is metal.
It's... Would you like a solid gold fuel tank, I suppose, is what you're going for?
No, it doesn't logically make sense.
No, I understand. I respect the hustle, but no, yeah. Unfortunately, when I was coming up with this system, I had to create some sort of metric, so I was like, I'll make it gold worth rather than pounds of material. Because, it's like, I have 1 tungsten cube that weighs 50 pounds. Like, that's not enough material.
Yeah, no,
it needs to be like a gold worth.
More than fair. And then I guess the only other thing I have to ask about is I was given 300 GP in jewelry. Is this all gems or is some of that metals? Like
I would
silvers
say so.
And
there is metals in that, but you'd have to extract the gems. Yeah, so the gems make up a hefty amount of the gold value. If you were to spend some time to pry out the gems, it would leave, I'd say, 1/10 of the value in raw metal.
Okay, so
the rest
30.
of it is... Yeah.
30 worth of metal, 270 of
and then you
gems.
have a bunch of loose gems.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That way I just have that broken down. That works. I can work on transferring things around.
Now keep in mind, it is 48 hours of work over a course of 6 days or fewer using the materials. So it's one of those, kind of like when you're reading one of like the tomes that increase your stats. It's like that. So it's like every time you have some downtime, you just put some hours towards it. We literally, I understand there were 13 sessions you didn't have the Aegis suit, Megan, but I was really expecting this to be something you did like more consistently throughout the campaign, and then the TPK happened and shit happened, so I get it as to why. So this is funny that on session 24, we're just starting the upgrading Aegis suit process, and it's not even you.
No, it's fine.
When I made this system 6 months ago, that is not what I expected.
All right, so you guys...
We do the unexpected here in D&D.
For, because again, I didn't make this system with Astra in mind. A lot of this is, you're repairing what was once part of the suit. As far as, like, adding new things onto the suit, it will be much harder because you don't know. Like, Helios was an Aegis pilot and is from Zalia.
Yeah.
You're just looking at parts that are broken, like, I don't necessarily know what this is, but I think I can fix it back to what it was. As far as going beyond what's on this document, that'll be a whole nother thing, because it'll probably end up being more Elkin design than Zalian, and eventually, if you stick with it for long enough.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Or go to Grail. Steal some of their
stuff. To that
effect,
I also have, and maybe this is just an Arcana check, to kind of get a gleaning of an original idea or thought process. What would happen if I put the aura bangle attuned to yellow one? Like, over a long period of time?
If you put it on.
Yeah.
You wanted it? You did a check before to determine... think you got like a nat 20 at the time. I don't remember, but it was when you were with Helios determining the
Yeah.
nature of this thing.
Yeah, I knew it kind of
Yeah.
overwrote mine at the time. Like,
yes, I think Astra knows that this device made by Grail was designed to either give people who are barren or even potentially non-Elkin people an aura over a long period of time. Like Helios was just beginning to if Helios had kept the bangle, which I had anticipated, and you took it off, and I was very much like, well, shit.
Yeah.
Hey,
No.
I get it.
Don't
I
trust
understand.
With them having that technology.
Nope.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. Helios would eventually have gained their own actual aura, independent of an aura cage or a device, and it wouldn't have stolen an aura. Because the benefit of this over an aura cage is you don't have to take the aura from someone else. People can donate aura to this, and then over a gradual process, it becomes theirs. If you put this on and used the aura bangle as your only source of aura for long enough, you would overwrite your aura with a yellow aura.
Megan, for my knowledge,
Boo.
what was the current capacity and amount of aura in the bangle?
Written down.
It should be on the bangle.
It just
Probably
says,
on the aura bangle.
oh wait, do I have the aura
Refresh
bangle
the
handout?
Aura pool is 65.
Yeah.
Let me.
Just-
Yeah,
Everybody
Oracle.
has it.
Yeah,
They're all
so-
players.
Yeah.
It used to be 80. It's now down to 65.
Yes. I didn't notice you added it. My bad.
It's also on the aura
no
bangle handout itself as well.
Yeah.
That's what I was. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I put it in the saddlebag. What it was.
Yeah, I saw
Okay,
it was
put it
in
As
in
far
there.
as like
It's
current
also on-
charges.
I didn't know how much.
Gotcha.
You said you
No, I
have
saved
its
it.
current charge.
Well, maybe you had it open.
I
when
might
you
have had it
edited when I
open.
tried. It's 65 out of 65 because it was topped off
Okay.
before.
Okay.
And it was at 80 when you first
Yeah.
got it, and it went down to 65 by this point.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Just so
So it's
I
a little
have-
bit damaged from what its original
Yeah.
worth was. Now, obviously, the benefit of having the aura bangle, even in the short term, is its
Yeah.
pool of aura you can draw from that doesn't regenerate, but doesn't give you decay either.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would be useful.
I have another weird idea,
I'm sure you do.
but okay.
My solo artificer.
I know. It's fine. I don't have my partner anymore.
I am intelligence 9.
It truly is the craziest shift from one
Yeah.
character to the next of going from Helios to here.
Yeah.
Also, I
Okay.
just want to say, I don't know if any of you have watched Severance, the show.
No.
A little
It's a
bit of
great-
it, yes.
It's a great show, and the name Kier is a big part of that show. And so every time I
Oh.
say your character's name,
Funny.
I have a flashback. So I highly recommend. Great show, but yes, just had to put that out there.
Okay.
Anyways,
All right. I'm just shy of that, so that'll be good for now. So I can't work on that. So we have like what, half a day's of downtime or so?
yeah, I'd say you've got about half a day's. I will say if we're going into that like downtime period where you guys are waiting for the mirror to be done before moving on, about an hour or two after breakfast is done, Maya would receive a message via the sender.
Ring, ring, ring,
Wow.
And I'm gonna switch the
Ringy,
music
ringy,
over.
ringy.
ring, 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 ring.
Not necessarily
Do, do, do,
tense,
do,
but I
do,
feel
do,
like
do.
I need a different vibe. So it's a bit more of a tense vibe than I'm necessarily going for, but this is a serious conversation. Maya, your sender would light up, and you would hear a voice coming through. Hello? Hello. Are you available?
Yes, hello. I'm here.
Ah, good. Archdruid Naren informed me of your report from yesterday. Maya, you recognize a voice you've heard very briefly. It's been almost a month, but this is the voice of Imperial Prince and Commander of the Seekers, Ravi. Fluenty.
Oh.
I don't really know what to say. We've been very worried about you and your companions since your absence during the Seeker's trial. It's so good to hear that you're all doing all right, and you've apparently made some very serious headway on this rift issue we've been exploring. Are your companions available? We would like to speak with all of you at once.
Yeah, I can go get them.
Good. Do so. And then message back.
Maya will run over to the cottage and open the door.
Okay.
So when
Hey.
did you get that aura? When did you get that aura art, Callan?
Oh, well, you know.
You've seen that one before.
Silius, Astrak, I need you right here for a moment.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
I
Just
think
mean
Hermie would be like, is
chit
everything
chat.
all right?
Oh, it's fine. Our superiors just want to talk to us.
Oh, of course. I understand. I think Callan would come to hearing that then.
Yeah.
Kier follows.
Kira's also scared, yes.
Has FOMO.
Yeah.
I think Hermie is standing by the door, but she's not like coming out. She's just concerned.
Yeah, understandable. Once everybody's gathered, Maya would restart the conversation. Hello, we're all together now.
Excellent. And like through like all of your senders at once, the voice kind of like congregates and kind of like a speaker call essentially, so you all can communicate. In case any of you have forgotten, as I know it's been some time, I am Commander Ravi of the Seekers Division. I know we met briefly about a month ago during your trial, and I just want to say I deeply apologize for everything you've gone through. Clearly, there was some error in the test that led to a lapse in security, having that Green Knight get through. We understand the basics. We've received a report both from the heroes within Satrotha, as well as the Seekers you sent back via the plane shift spell a few days ago. But I would like to, if possible, receive the full report from you once again to receive all details, and you guys can then word vomit. I would like to ask, in this rehashing, I'm not going to ask you guys to tell the whole campaign again, but is there anything you guys would specifically try to not talk about at all that I should know that Ravi would not be aware of? Keeping in mind, this is the commander of your division. If you guys still care about that, I just want to say.
Yeah.
As I said before, the only thing Maya would omit is anything that would hint to what she is.
Okay, so anything robot-y about Maya. Anyone else have anything they would not want the higher-ups knowing about?
My Fey deals.
Okay.
Oh jeez. I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't say it, but I wouldn't exactly omit it about my contract with Lord Mendy. I'm probably sure they already know that anyway. But if they, I'm not going to be telling anybody about that.
Okay.
I think Callan's really the only one who knows.
And I know Kier has been with the group for a day.
I don't include what I had for breakfast. Not pertinent to the conversation.
The mysteries. Got it.
It tasted homey, though.
After you guys finish relaying the last month of experiences, Ravi would say, sounds like you've all been through quite a lot. Well, I must admit, the knowledge that has been gained through these journeys is very helpful to the Seekers. The existence of this Zalia and Citrothan treaty, for one, is very concerning.
Mm.
We've received no sort of declaration of war, nor have we been attacked by this Zalia yet, so this gives us some advance notice, which is very helpful. We did receive a small report from Mira and Medea from within Citrotha, though communication with them is a little bit tense. I believe they are still in the midst of the enemy territory, trying to save as many people as possible from the clutches of this Venurin, who is another threat we now have to assess. I'm going to level with you all. The things you're doing are beyond what we would expect of junior Seeker members. We would, in typical circumstances like this, we would have you all recalled and assign this rift closure to some more experienced members that we have currently going through other planes. However, truthfully, I don't feel like I have the authority to do so anymore. You all, technically speaking, have been acting on your own authority for some time and have been making great strides. And I do not feel like I have the right to tell you what to do. You've already almost closed one rift, and seem to have the means to do more. Also, if this linking thread works the way you describe, it would do us no good unless we were to form more of these bonds throughout the planes, which you already have done. It would be backtracking to have you turn that needle over to us when you already have progress made in that direction. So, I do have a question, I suppose, and I want you all to take this as kindly as possible. Do any of you still have interest in being a Seeker? In being under my command and my authority? You all came to join the Seekers a month ago. Some of you, obviously Kier and Callan excluded. But I'm sure you all had your own motivations to do so, and I'm sure things have changed rather dramatically since then for you. I would not feel right simply issuing orders to you at this point. But if you do wish to remain under the umbrella of the Seekers, I can't give you too many special permissions, you understand. I will have to give you some degree of supervision. If you do not wish to be members of the Seekers, I am not saying it as... I'm not trying to be cruel. If you do not wish to be in the Seekers, we will understand. You have already done incredible work on your own without our guidance. You would still, of course, be welcome at the outpost as Elkin citizens, but it will affect the amount of resources I can send to assist you further. So the choice is yours. If you wish to continue to call yourself Seekers, I will need to have some degree of governance over your actions from this point forward, but would then also be able to send you aid. If you wish to omit yourselves from the Seekers, I cannot send you the aid, but you would have free reign to do as you wish, so long as your actions are to the betterment of maintaining stability throughout the planes.
What kind of supervision are you suggesting?
I would require
If you do.
more consistent check-ins. Obviously,
Makes
once
sense.
you leave sender distance will be more difficult. Captain Callan is equipped with a sending stone directly to me, though. I would have him hand that over to your party, so that when you do leave the range of a sender, we could still remain in contact. And if I have something urgent that I feel requires your group's particular attention, I would expect you to obey my order. Otherwise, you're not a seeker, you're a freelance agent. Which, again, I mean no harm in asking this.
I think it would be more, at least for myself, to be more, it's more advantageous to have resources at my disposal. Having communication with just Elcast in general, making sure that rifts aren't spontaneously happening there while we're in the Feywilds.
Of course.
I'd like to at least know those things. That way we can get the linking thread and Argent Needle to help in that regard. I'm still in.
I
The
think.
rest of you?
She's-
uh,
Go ahead, Esther.
I think that makes the most sense. But we need some semblance of. You're not here with us. You're not seeing what's going on. We need to be able to make the call if we know it's better.
And I respect that, if that is your decision, but then you cannot be under the umbrella of the Seekers. You understand, we are an organization that has a chain of command. If you believe you know what's better in that matter, and you wish to defy the chain of command, my hands are tied. My orders come from my father, Emperor Dior. And although I admit the things you've been doing without us have been quite impressive, if the Emperor decides that that needle is needed to close a rift that has emergently opened in Elcast, and you decide that what's better is to remain in the Feywilds, we will come at an impasse. I mean no disrespect, truly. That's why I'm making this an option you have rather than commanding that you return the needle to us and make you like the rest of the Seekers performing important tasks, but clearly not quite as vital as what you're already doing. If you wish to maintain that level of autonomy, I understand. But it will have to be without the mantle of the Seekers.
It's your choice, Astrid.
Yeah.
If you need some time to think on this, I understand. I am springing this on you suddenly. We've only just heard back from you after a month of absence.
Yeah.
Which we do apologize for.
It
Kind of,
seems
you
like
know,
it was. Well, it seems like it was out of your control. From the reports we've heard, you fell through the firmament after the arrival of our gods, breaking the bridge, landed in a period of a space of the Autumn Court outside of Sender Relay Radius. We had difficulty communicating with you, and then you were captured by Citrotha. There's not much you could really have done. If anything, we're grateful for the things you have accomplished. Sending Seekers home from Citrotha, rescuing them from the Fields of Bounty, making strides to maintain the stability of the plains without any orders is very impressive. And trust me, I say this not as Commander Ravi, but as Ravi. Thank you for what you've done so far. Which is why I felt the need to give you this choice. I don't want to command you if I don't have to. I think you'll do good things and good work for our worlds without orders. But I also would love to be able to send you aid and resources when needed.
Yes.
Either way, you have the aid of Captain Callan for a few days more. Make use of him while he's there. And then I will unfortunately require that he escort Miss Avery and Mashari back to the Seeker Outpost, let's say in 3 days' time. After that, I'd say at that point, I will need your decision. When Captain Callan is set to return, please let me know what you have decided as a group. I also understand, Miss Keir, you may be sticking with them for some time, as I've been told you have personal business that concerns some of them.
Yes, that is correct. So regardless of what they choose, I would like to request a permanent reassignment to the group.
That is
whether it be-
granted, but with the understanding that if they decide as a group to withdraw from the Seekers, you will be as
Captain
well.
Callan, I will give you my letter of resignation in 3 days' time.
Callan looks a little disappointed, but nods. I understand.
Well, you don't have to give a letter of resignation if we decide to stay.
Correct. I'm just saying, I am prepared to write
You
one.
would. Also, on that note,
I
Ravi.
quit.
Oh,
Yeah.
I quit.
Yeah.
All in big letters.
Yep. Me quit.
Prince Ravi.
Yeah.
If we do decide to stay, I'm assuming that we will be updated on the rifts in Elcast.
Absolutely. And I will say this, regardless
not
of whether
just-
you regardless of whether you stay with the Seekers, I would still consider us allies.
Mm.
If something occurs that concerns you, you will be informed. You may keep the senders regardless. I have no means of confiscating them from you as it is. I truly hope you understand this is not me saying you're either with us or against us or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's
no,
just
no, I
I
don't
need
think
to
that.
know if you are willing to obey the
Well-
authority of the Seekers when it is needed, or if you will act only on your own autonomous decisions from this moment forward. If that's so, we will still do what we can to support you, but it will be significantly less, as I will have to manage and maintain the entire organization of the Seekers, which is more than just the Feywilds. We have teams that have
Yes.
entered the Hells, that have entered the Plane
Yes.
of Fire. We have, of course, the team in Satrotha you met.
Mhm.
There's a lot going on, and now we have to plan for a possible invasion from the Astral Sea.
I certainly
also-
don't.
It's also deeply concerning, as there is at least one rift we know of between us and the Astral Sea, the one your companion Helios originally came through. We are still debating whether or not to close it, or if to keep it open as an obvious entry point for our enemies. It's better to know where they'll emerge from
Yes.
than to
That
wonder.
was also my concern. I was going to ask about that.
Although
We're debating
they did seem confident they'd have a way to the heart of Elcast, wherever that is.
That is a deeply concerning statement. Until we have the ability to somehow detect where these rifts or fractures are located, it's going to be dicey.
A reliable source.
So you, I just want to clarify, you didn't omit the prophecy at all, because I know before it was kind of, I know you didn't tell Ayuna and them about your ability to be a prophet because you were kind of on the fence about it. Did you tell Ravi about the prophecies?
I would have said I had spotty inklings.
We're keeping with
of
the-
where
the-
they would-
Got it. We're keeping with that
It's-
narrative.
Yeah, it's very spotty. It's
Then I
it's
think-
questionable.
Yeah, I think Ravi's wording would not have changed then, as he's like,
Yeah.
we need to find some scientific, concrete way to determine where they're located. Based on what you did learn in Satrotha, it seems that they're not creating rifts out of nothing. They're creating them from these old scars on the firmament. So if we can find a way to detect the location of these fractures, these old scars, that would at least give us a leg up on where they might be able to punch through. The only troubling part is that if Elkest is taking the place of Theros, the old material plane,
Mhm.
we don't know anyone from Theros that could tell us where those rifts were once upon a time. The other planes, it might be more possible. You might be able to find someone who knew where rifts opened centuries ago, but we don't have the same luck. It's going to be difficult to find where they can access. So we'll be working on that one way or another, and yes, if we find any information on where fractures may be, or rifts may be opening, regardless of whether or not you are under the umbrella of the Seekers, we will keep you informed. And of course, I would ask that you do the same. Even if you
Yes.
do separate from us, at least keep us updated on your progress in closing the fractures, as it does affect all of us.
Yes.
Of course.
I appreciate that. Well, once again, I am deeply sorry for the horrible things you've been through. I do feel at least a bit like I failed as your commander to maintain the safety and security of the tests and in locating you after your disappearance.
Well, truth be told, it was kind of a blessing in disguise that we went through all that. Now we were able to warn you all that there's a potential war on the horizon.
Be that as it may, I wish that junior Seekers did not have to be the ones to go through such things.
My parents told me they knew some young adventurers who did quite a lot back in the day.
We'll keep you updated.
Please do.
And we'll let you know our decision as a group. You said in 3 days' time.
3 days' time, Captain Callan will have to return to us. And at that point, he could deliver either your resignation letter or, if you do choose to remain with the Seekers, I will need a unit name to assign you. And then we can move forward. Regardless, thank you very much for your time, and I hope that whatever happens, we can work together to find a way to stabilize this tumultuous time for all of us.
You can count on us, regardless of whether we stay with the Seekers or not.
Good. Captain Callan, Scout Kier, perform your duties well, and I hope to hear favorable things from you soon.
Yes, sir.
Callan. Of course, Commander. We will let you know as soon as possible that once we have an answer. And with that, the connection cuts, and you guys are left in the silence with the decision that's to be made by the party. It must be a group decision, because you can't have some of you be Seekers, some of you not.
Yeah.
It has to be a group decision of whether or not you guys will submit to the authority of the Seekers is probably a strong word, but whether you're going to obey the chain of command or you would like to just remain an autonomous unit that will be able to do whatever the hell you want.
Look, I like resources. I like having
there's good and bad to both of it. There's
there really is. Yeah.
positive and negatives to both sides.
Look,
I'm just
having
anticipating.
aid and resources is good, but
Yes.
the reason I opened up my own shop is bureaucracy sucks.
I trust our Emperor's decision making. My parents respected him greatly. I'd like to think he would know when is a good time to pull us out and when isn't.
I agree. I mean, I've only lived in the capital, so I'm kind of used to his rule, yes.
Callan would speak up.
Mm.
Well, you have a few days to think on it. It does sound like the majority right now is leaning towards the Seekers, but for a decision like this, I would try to be as unanimous as possible. This is a very big decision. For now, though, we should discuss what we're doing with those 3 days. I know
Yes.
in a few hours the mirror will be finished,
Mhm.
and then we'll go from there.
Well, I think the first thing we need to do is the closest revisit the rift we've already sewn shut and make
Yes.
sure it's completely taken care of.
Yeah.
Back to the downtime. You've only got, I'd say at
Mhm.
this point, 2 or 3 hours before the mirror is done. Is there anything you guys would like to do in that 2 to 3 hour period of time?
I catch up with Callan. I literally just
Absolutely.
ask, hey, how's your mom doing? How's your sister doing? Is she still at Grail? Is,
Yes. Yeah.
all the small talk shit he hasn't had a chance. Did you contact my father?
He will tell
Like-
you he did. He did manage to contact your father per your letter.
Okay. How was his reaction?
I believe the doctors may be concerned about his blood pressure following the incident, but took it better than I expected, to be honest.
Good.
He was always a little on the fence about you. Well, honestly, I was as well about you
Yes.
joining the Seekers Scouts, but let's just say your disappearance only reaffirmed his fears. But I can try and reassure him now that I have tested your mettle for myself and seen that you've come out stronger for it. I will try my best to assuage him.
But yeah.
Yes. I must say I was perhaps mistaken about Lormendi. When I first heard of your predicament, I was, I'll say, concerned. I thought that you were being taken advantage of by a Fae. But I don't think that anymore.
He's a good person.
He is.
I want to believe it anyway.
I
He
believe
cares
it.
for his world, and I understand the sentiment, what he's been through.
I could see some overlap in your experiences.
Yeah.
And seeing that he has taken good care of you, and is the only reason you were safely returned from the Astral Sea,
Mm.
I cannot hold a grudge against a man like that. But I want you to know that I am still vigilant, and I will make sure
Yes.
that he is true to his word. Basically, if he ever hurts you, I'll kill him. That's kind of what he's saying.
Yeah. yeah.
I think Callan would say more succinctly, if anything ever happens to you, I will make it my life's mission to break every mirror in the realm.
Oh.
I'll hold you to that.
Vanities for the weak, anyways. My eyes
Can be nice on
headed up
occasion.
to the. Never.
Yes.
Uh,
She would kind of like knock on the side of the door and like, pardon me, Mallory.
yes.
Would you happen to know where Lormendi is?
Oh, he's in one of the
Everywhere.
many mirrors. He's pretty much everywhere all the time. If you need him, just
Ah.
look into a mirror and say his name, and he'll show up eventually, unless he's ignoring you like he does with me a lot. Then you have to go around the tower, crawling on the walls and the ceiling to find the right angle that you can find him. He can't hide forever.
Sounds
Oh,
like
and
you
if you really need him, a trick I've learned is to start putting up curtains over the mirrors until eventually there's only one mirror he can be in, and then he has to be there. I sometimes like to have whole conversations with him until Turena comes home from the shopping, and he can't do anything. It's like, Del goes,
Oh my.
he deeply hates that. Shut up, you. He loves me.
Thank you for the information, Mallory.
Of course, of course. He's like goes back to whatever Zero was doing, like knitting something.
Uh,
great.
Lamendia, are you here?
You would see in probably like this mirror's reflection, he is still sitting in this chair, with his hand over the mirror, repairing it where he was yesterday. Oh yes, Maya, I'm almost done. A little bit more work, and this will be back to the way it was before. Did you all rest well?
Okay. Yes, we did. Thank you.
Good.
I thought of a very interesting question I wanted to bring up to you.
I see.
So, regarding deals with Faye, so just that this is just a hypothetical, but say I made a deal with one Faye, right? And then I end up
Yes.
making another deal with another Faye. Let's say
Okay.
that deal, the Fae wants me to harm the other Fae. Could then the other Fae use their deal to stop me? And would that leave me in danger of the other deal not being completed?
That is more common than you might think. Fae find ways to turn mortals against each other. It is a favored game of some more ruthless archfae, particularly, and some more powerful other fae. Two of them set their sights upon one mortal, and regardless of the outcome, it doesn't end well, typically. What I will say is, if it's two fae of equal power, the one who ends up hurt is usually the mortal. They will have to obey one of the deals and break the other. It will come down to your choice in that instance. And it's up to, I would say in that instance, to think for yourself as to which one would have the most creative punishment for you. And which one you would be more willing to accept. If, though, there is a divide between the power, as in, for example, let's say you made a deal with Miss Hermia and myself. My deal would vastly outweigh hers. It would almost break the terms of her deal if my order was to supersede hers.
Mhm.
Essentially,
Okay.
the deals of weaker or lesser fae can never influence the dealings of an arch-fae.
That makes sense. I don't know. I guess I just
This hypothetical
was
is oddly specific. Is there something I need to know?
no, I was just kind of hoping I might be able to use this to somehow get out of the deal with the Green Fairy.
Oh. You see, he thinks for a second. That is a difficult one, Maya. To find a fae stronger than her, even myself in my prime would not have been a match for her abilities. I am afraid.
Oh my.
You may have to go to... You see, he hesitates for a moment. I can think of two individuals that may be a match, or perhaps even greater. Queen Mauricide
Okay.
of the Seelie Court would be the obvious choice. As Seelie Queen, she is almost uniformly the most powerful being of this realm, though I would not recommend the alternative strongly. But the Unseelie Queen would also be quite powerful. Though it is often considered that Maurice is stronger, Queen Lemantry would still be a force to be reckoned with in deals. Especially as an Unseelie Fae, their deals are usually more unfair.
Right.
And, I suppose there is a third, actually. A significantly worse option than all of them, and I would not recommend this in any instance. I can't even say her name without risking casualties.
Oh my. Anyway,
Is he gonna? Ooh! He can blow on the thing and write the name.
Exactly what he's gonna do. Is he said, "Step to the mirror surface."
I knew it.
As he is going to exactly give yourself an inspiration. That's amazing that you got that immediately. He fogs the mirror and writes 2 words: Baba Yaga.
Baba lasagna.
I put it in memes immediately.
What do you mean, Baba lasagna's here?
We bake her a lasagna.
Oh.
Everything's fine.
Helios learned that in session 2 from Grayson and never said the name out loud.
Yeah.
Because you're not supposed to.
Look, in Strahd, we're fighting her next session.
Wow,
Oh
that's a
my.
bad idea.
Yeah.
Baba Yaga is a bad bitch in any version of any world.
Yeah. So
Happy.
I'm aware who that is.
Baba Yaga is from Slavic folklore in the real world. She is the mother of all witches, the mother of all hags, the mother of all deals. She is
Damn, bro.
a baby-eating evil witch.
Yep.
I bet she has hagstones.
Oh, shit!
Her whole fucking house is a hagstone, probably.
Mormendi would tell you, the reason I do not speak it, even in my own domain, is she has such remarkable power, and it is said that even uttering her name calls her to you.
Oh. And she's not a good person from the way you were speaking of her.
No, Maya, she is not.
Okay.
Her deals are the most powerful of all deals, but they always have a dark and terrible price.
Got it. So no. And you see, she's like, so the minute she's like, she's about to say the name, just like
She
puts her
don't
hand
say
over her own mouth.
Very good.
No, her. Got it.
Know her.
Unless your circumstances are so dire you do not care for the consequences, even then, I would never advise a deal with her.
Right.
But
well,
I felt
at least
inclined to
now
answer your question.
I appreciate that. At the very least, now I know who to avoid at all costs.
In most instances, people don't stumble upon her, so it should not be an issue. She's not even Unseelie or Seelie, she's something else. She's apart from all of the courts. Your business should never really involve her. I certainly have never met her myself, thankfully.
Got it. Okay, good to know.
As you go walk from the mirror, Mallory is peeking in the doorway from around the corner. It's like, are we talking about Mommy?
Wait, what?
She's gonna be so confused.
The person whose name I can't say is your mom?
Yes, that is, yeah, well, I mean, it is kind of all of our mom for me and my sister. She is one bad bitch. What are you teaching her, Lord Mendy? This is very naughty thing to teach Maya. Besides, we already have agreement, not a deal, but I am already helping you. You do not need to deal with Mummy.
No, he's just warning me someone not to go to.
Oh, good, I see. Yes, and you did not say her name right. And like Normandy goes, I'm not an idiot, Moira. The girl was asking about how to potentially get out of a deal with the Green Fairy, and I had to list all of the options of those strong enough to supersede it, but I made very sure to inform her not to go that route. I wouldn't have even told her about it, honestly. It's very reckless of you. But okay, I guess it's better to know. Yes. Trust me, my mother is not a good person. She's only mother in like spiritual sense. I've never really known her. We all fear her.
Oh,
At any time she could come to us and end it.
oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's
I-
fine. I kind of respect the game, honestly. She has such a good reputation. I kind of hope to be like her one day, but not as feared. Well, maybe a little bit, but if there is a day where people don't want to say Mallory because it will summon me and I will steal their soul or something, that's kind of fun. Normandy, yes, indeed. Maya, is that all?
yeah, that's all I really need. Thank you very much.
Of course. I will have this ready for you and your companions in a few hours. Mallory slinks back to her chair.
I appreciate it.
Of course. Maya, as you're passing Mallory, she would lean over. Just between you and me, there are other ways to break deals beyond making second deals. I am helping you with this. Trust in Mallory. Do not do anything reckless.
No, I'm learning that very quickly.
Good. Pets you on the head.
I know this is gonna seem to come out of nowhere, Mallory, but do you mind if I hug you?
Of course! Arms extend out like 6 feet, lanky long limbs.
She will give Mallory a hug.
Wraps around you. Like, so much so that the hand comes back around the other shoulder at one point. Like, it's full wrap around. Grips. You are very cold. I like that.
I thought, seeing as you never got to meet your mother, you could use a hug.
Oh, that is very sweet of you, naive little thing. I am quite fine. I do not cry over not meeting Mommy. It is quite alright. But it's very kind of you anyways. Let's see.
You giving out mommy hugs?
Around you. Dell is looking at Maya like she's crazy.
Accurate.
Oh God, I love it so much.
I guess I'll let you get back to work then.
Yes, please do. As she goes back to whatever she was doing, knitting something.
I'd probably eventually go to Mallory as well because I need to ask her about the training shit, and I'll be like, once we get back from Bayonator, I guess it's my turn to talk to the Mallory. She said something about being trained by her. I don't know how much she can do with my dreaming.
I understand.
Maybe she can give me some direction.
Maybe. More than I could give, certainly.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Okay.
I go and look
Yep.
around for Mallory.
You see Maya
Right.
emerging.
Popular.
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 Popular. Gonna be popular. Yeah.
Oh,
Is
hi,
do,
Phillies.
do you hey is Morai is Mallory in over there
Oh,
somewhere?
yeah, she's in the first one to the left.
You seem to talk to her a lot. Okay, thank you. It's,
Yeah, she's fun to talk to.
yeah.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
He's very confused.
As you should be.
Yeah.
So.
I knock on the door. I never assume things.
Are you back for another hug?
Cecilia's is like, should I just leave? No. It's Cecilia's.
Oh, Cecilius, Maya, I am popular today. Come in, come in.
You were saying about being trained by you in some
For
capacity.
the pads. Yes. We do need to do that at some point. Obviously, before my motivations were to do it so you could get me the fuck out of Citrotha, but now that I'm out,
Yes.
less important, but it's still good to learn if you wish. It will
Yeah,
take time. Do
right.
you have a few days to spare? We could start right now.
I just wanted to make sure that you still wanted to.
Oh yes,
train
of
me.
course. I am here. I have nothing but time. This place is so boring.
Mm,
But it's nicer than
right.
Satrotha. I'm not complaining. Brackelm was a real downer, you know. This place is
Yes.
at least nice. It's nice to be home, more or less. Yes, of course. But before that, she grabs your arm and like pulls back the sleeve. I can't help but notice you don't have my hair. Have you been reckless and dreaming again, Cecilius? I told you
No.
not to be
I
reckless.
didn't. I promise. Actually, well, Helios and Astra, they kind of repurposed it, and I show.
Repurpose.
Yes.
Let me see what they did with my hair.
I show her the dream catcher.
Excuse me. She pulled out the dream catcher. She's like, let me see this piece of. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know that's what it's. She's like looking over. I never thought to do these. Okay.
Yeah, they just wanted to, I guess, upgrade it. That's the term.
Okay, all right. I admit it is probably more useful like this. In the long run, maybe, possibly. It's not that badly made.
Yeah.
She's trying really hard not to compliment it.
Yeah.
I think it was a nat 20 on your last check for it. So this is like the best it
I
can
know it was
possibly
high.
be. It was really
Somewhere
good.
in the astral sea, Helios goes, bruh.
Dang. Yeah.
Well, we're
Okay.
actually going to be we're going to be leaving in I guess a few hours after Lord Mendy's done with
I
the
see
mirror.
you have fish to fry and all that. I understand.
Rifts to reinforce. Yes.
Lips to close, fish to fry, deals to break. I understand. Lots of things to do. Hags to kill, world to save. You're very busy people. Well,
Yes. I'll
when you have time,
time check.
it will take.
Yes.
I will say it will take a few days to really get you down the pads, so to speak. I would like to. What I will do is take you on a sort of guided meditation of sorts to see if I can teach you how to access the pads intentionally. That way you
That'd
would
be
not
very
need to
helpful.
wait for it to happen to you by happenstance. If you
Yeah,
can
that is kind
make it happen when you wish, that will be very useful for you.
Yeah, Yeah, that's kind of why I came to you, because you seem to know your stuff.
Yes, well, I was kind of famous back in the day for my fortune telling of sorts. It was a thing.
I'm assuming in the Feywilds. Where did you live?
Well, wasn't always the Feywilds.
Oh,
I was actually not born here. I'm not
Oh.
actually from the Feywilds. I just spent most of my time here. I'm actually from Theros.
oh.
Oh.
There those guys! Anyway. Oh.
But I got the hell out of there before that shit went bad. And then I was here for a few centuries, and it sort of made me more fey than not. And then I was in Citrotha for a few more centuries.
How did
And
you
it made
get
me
out?
more shadow than not. What? Sorry,
How
what
did,
did you say?
how did you get to, or how did you get out of Theros?
I may have known it was going to be destroyed like a few years before it happened. You know, ability to see future and all that.
Right.
And I may have decided to take vacation to Feywild before it happened and may have just stayed here after it was destroyed, you know.
Mm,
But I tried to warn people, they just thought I was crazy. It's always the big prophets, they didn't believe us.
yeah.
You know, I tried to tell them, you know, the Fae are going to destroy your world and we're all going to die and it's going to be a catastrophe. And they're like, oh, shut up, you old hag. And I was very offended. They were right that I was an old hag, but I was right that they were all going to die, so who got less left?
Yeah. Yeah. You did. You definitely did.
I'm still laughing. So many people died. It was bad. It was so many people. Oh, it was a lot of people.
Did you have
Ooh.
anyone there that you cared about?
Once.
Oh.
But it has been a long time since then.
Mm.
They're very dead by now.
I'm sorry about that. That sounds terrible.
It is, how you say, ashes of a civilized world under the bridge.
A very big bridge.
A very, very big fucking bridge. To have all those ashes really is quite a big bridge.
Well,
I like talking with you, Cecilius. You get me. You keep the pace.
yeah. Well, hopefully I can keep pace with you on the paths.
We'll see about that.
I'm sorry to interrupt your work. I'll
No,
get
it's
going.
quite all right.
I'll be back probably tomorrow.
Do you want hug?
Do you want to give me one?
I don't know. Maya hugged me out of nowhere. I thought it's
I-
a thing we're doing now.
No, that's quite all right.
Okay, but if you change mind, you know where I am.
Yeah. I just like slowly walk out. Thanks for your time.
Always.
Okay.
Celia's gave her the reaction she expected.
Yeah, exactly.
He kind of has like his spine. It kind of creeps up a little bit. Like,
Yeah, a little bit.
Hey, yeah, you know, I don't think I'm ever gonna get used to her.
No, you shouldn't.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that offer was still on the table with her.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if I don't really have anything to talk to. I don't really have anything to talk to Laura Mendy about.
You don't have to.
That makes me wonder. How long is? Do I know anything about Lormendi with the Theros steel? I know Maya heard stuff about more about Lormandy's lore, essentially.
Yeah, Maya did hear. I don't know if Maya chose to share.
I don't think Maya shared
more
it,
about
so.
how Lormendy was trapped in the mirrors. I don't think you know anything about Lormendy's relation to Theros, really.
That would probably make him curious, because if she knows about Theros, he might.
Potentially.
Yeah. Yeah. Now we need to close the rifts. I'm more concerned with that.
Okay.
I don't wanna interrupt Lord Mendy and his mending. So I'm just gonna go back to Callan and be like, well, that was a chat.
I can imagine it's always lovely talking with her. She's quite terrifying in her own way.
Yeah, eccentric. That's what I call her.
That's the word.
Eccentric.
So, anyone else have anything like to do with the last 2 to 3 hours before the mirror is repaired and you guys head out?
So obviously not much is going to happen over a few hours for this.
No.
But something I want to start on the progress of when we do have more lengthy downtime.
Yes.
Is when I don't have something, when I don't have materials like now for the Aegis suit to do something. Generally working on upgrading my armor to a +1, however we want to go about that method.
Okay. The hard part, I'd say with a couple hours, you're kind of maybe starting to like blueprint it out.
Sure.
What you'll need to do is let me look up +1. It's currently not +1. It's currently, you're not. Are you adding a +1 on top of it, or is it currently +1?
No, it's currently non-magical armor.
Okay, let me look up something real quick. I had this. I swear I had this. There it is. So, on average, the price for a +1 upgrade from like nothing to +1 isn't really that bad. It becomes an uncommon item, which means at capped about 500 gold worth of value. So what I would say is, if you're trying to do both the suit, and the suit is obviously scrap metal worth of value, so for the armor, I'm not going to make it scrap metal because this is just purely from an enchanting standpoint, but I will say you will need to get... Enchanting armor is always a tricky process in-game. There will need to be some form of components worth of money you'll need to get.
Okay.
They're the kind of things you wouldn't just find laying around. You'll need, like, high-quality incense, magical inscription tools, something that would require you to be found at, like, a magic shop or something, which you guys, unfortunately, have not gone to much civilization in this campaign so far.
Yeah.
I would say if you would be willing to sacrifice your jewels, that could help along the process, as a lot of magic seems to allow it just seems like jewels in D&D are magically inclined to begin with.
Yeah.
It also takes a lot of time to enchant items. It's like a little bit of work every day. So you can start on that. What I will say is, at any point during periods of downtime, during like a long rest, I would allow an Arcana check to like start that progress.
Okay.
So I'll say for this 2 hours, you start blueprinting that out, and then during your next long rest, we can do an Arcana check to see how much progress you make. And at one point or another, there will need to be a 500 gold investment of materials.
Okay.
And you know what? I'll say, because I think enchanting is not a uniform thing. I think it's like every enchanter has their own style. You can tell me what kind of materials you're using, but it has to be worth 500 gold. So if you want to use 500 gold worth of plants and make like a druidic kind of plate mail, that's on you. If you want to do 500 gold worth of jewels and make a gem encrusted plate mail, cool. I'm not going to limit it to a specific resource type. It's just going to be 500 gold value of materials.
Okay.
I think that's the easiest way to do it. Is like you tell me what you want to use, and we make it work.
Okay. All right. That works. If I want to make it like have a special effect, like a griffin saddlebag armor effect.
If you want to make it into an enchanted item, that's going to be even more. Like if it's just a +1, 500 gold. Making it a +1 with magical effects brings it up to a rare level because then it's extra.
Yeah. Do we want to? This is kind of. Do we want to like say I have to make a plus and then convert the plus, or do we want to have them separate?
Honestly, going Pathfinder rules might not be a bad idea. Honestly,
doing that method
that's kind of how Pathfinder was doing it.
Yeah, it might make it a little easier for us to make logic of it.
I'll think on that, but that seems like the way I'd probably go with it, is do the +1, then convert the plus into a magical effect, and then you can add the +1 on top of it again. Yeah, that sounds like a good progression system for making your own enchanted gear.
Yeah.
Because it still will take a lot of time and a lot of money investment.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So, after a couple hours pass, you guys lingering around, talking with people, tinkering and things. Eventually, Lormendi appears in this larger mirror here, walking towards your group at the cottage, and standing before Cecilius would hold out his hand, and as he passes his other hand over it, the mirror slowly materializes, and it's like hovering in midair because he's obviously not standing there; it's looking through the mirror. Hovering in midair in front of you, held by him in the reflection, is Lormendi's realm mirror repaired. I believe it's already in everyone's inventory. Yes, good.
I think so.
Yeah, realm mirror. So pretty.
Obviously, anytime you need to use it, do not hesitate. I will be happy to repair it again with the materials in time. I'm very glad that you made use of it the first time. It does my heart good knowing you are safe. I believe that was the only thing holding you back from your duties, so I suppose you'll be off to Bayan Ayator to fully seal that rift now.
Yes.
Oh, finally.
I'm sure Kier has been like telling stories about like being a seeker and doing stuff with Callan, and I'd be like intently listening, you know, sipping my tea and shit. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. You wouldn't
Kier
have been
might still be
totally
bored.
bored by yourself.
I mean, Kier strikes me as the person that telling stories is only fun for a few minutes and then needs to punch something, maybe.
Yeah.
It's more of like, I have ADD. Like, I can do one task at any one time, and then gotta do something else.
I don't know if you'll face any adversity like last time. We've been monitoring it, and Terena put up some wards and some illusions to keep people away, so nothing has been alert. There's also a few mirrors there that have been hung by Terena, so I can keep an eye on it. See, he like looks away for a moment. At the moment, nothing seems to be registering there, so hopefully it will be easy.
Do you have any extra mirrors on hand that I could place?
1,000.
Pieces?
Absolutely. But you should know, it hasn't really come up. Well, it hasn't really come up yet, but in the Sealy Court specifically, mirrors are banned. No mirrors are allowed to be hung anywhere within the entirety of the Sealy realm due to my banishment.
That's what I thought.
Most of the rest of the Feywild, it's okay, but if a Sealy were to see a mirror, they would probably destroy it, and they would not be happy. My banishment is being taken quite seriously by Queen Marissa Day, it seems. So, it's alright if you carry a mirror on you, but please do be careful about hanging them up. But if you insist, I will have Terena arrange a bundle for you to take with you.
Please. I just for when we, close rifts, that way you can monitor them if they start to...
That is not a bad idea. That at least that would be probably wise. me go and do that. And he will go and tell Terena, and after a while, she emerges with a package. It's like a. Considering the mirrors, she's not gonna use cloth. It's like a silver lined like ivory box that has like a small hand mirror and then a fold of cloth and then a small hand mirror and fold of cloth. Gives you about, I think, considering the heft of mirrors and not wanting to cram them in, like 6 mirrors, like small
mirrors.
hand mirrors. And she like shows you that they have like a hook and you can like hang them on places. She's like, just make sure when you hang them, they have to be in the angle of where you want him to view.
Right.
You can't just put them wherever he won't be able to see. I also recommend, if it's an area that is especially windy, you anchor it down somewhere. Also, try to keep it in a place that has some sort of coverage from rain and other weather. So she's like very meticulous about giving you instructions on like how to make sure it's the perfect angle for Lord Bendy.
I intently listened to her.
Ultimately, be the interior designer of the area.
If it doesn't match the feng shui of the area, the whole thing
throw it away.
Just make sure it's hidden enough that other people can't find it easily.
She will as she finishes, she sighs a bit, says, "That was good of you to ask. Thank you."
Yeah,
he would never suggest it himself. He's very reclusive these days, but it would be nice for him to see more of the world.
Yeah.
I've tried to suggest putting mirrors up elsewhere, but he always says it would cause trouble. But I think using the rifts as an excuse is a good idea. I appreciate that as well.
Yeah.
He deserves to see more than a few acres of forest.
Hopefully by the end of everything, they'll be able to do that.
If you're serious about... If you're really serious about trying to help him,
of course,
we can talk more when you have some time. I have some ideas, but it will require intent and focus, not dilly-dallying about the realm.
Right.
I have some leads I've been pursuing on my own that may help.
I look forward to it.
But anyways, you're off to the... I suppose I should let down the illusions so that you can find it. I don't want you wandering by an Ayator to the end of your days.
Yeah, please. Guys, we should probably get the
cottage. I was
out
about to suggest that.
out of view, of some of his mirrors.
Astra was still inside tinkering. No!
Everybody's out, right? We knock on the door. Everybody's out.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Bashar wandered in from the woods and fell asleep on your bed. I was like, what?
So weird that he's not returned anyways.
Yes. Don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Only
Okay.
3 of you came out.
All right. I will group you guys up.
Hand together.
Yes.
As...
Oh, I would have asked Kier more about her culture as well. And how the hell did Ulrich even get?
That's a great question. I can only assume the deceiver, Uraka, assisted. No offense to your forefathers.
No, he was kind of an idiot to do that.
Oh. That makes me feel worse.
I mean, sorry.
As you guys gather together, I need to make a new party token. Damn it! Oh well, another time with the new picture.
Can't tell the difference.
I'll just put the new Kier over the old Kier. It's just gonna eventually it's gonna be so many different art. It's gonna be her eye eventually. Yeah. All right, you guys head east from Seleucius with the guidance from Terena to avoid the illusions. You've also been here before, and as you traverse
map.
the Mirrorwood, you have the map, you have the scroll of mapping as well, to return for the first time in Check's notes.
A while.
Yeah.
Almost 20
It's been-
sessions
It's been a
Ooh.
while.
since you got to the first fracture was session 5.
5.
Yeah.
19 sessions ago.
It's been a while.
We're making traction in this campaign, guys. It's actually been like 20 sessions. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Ah,
eventually,
yes, branches that burn.
the branches that burn, as you walk through the forest, even with the fracture closed to the plane of fire, this place had already had this reputation for centuries as the branches that burn. And you find the trees, these like large birch trees that have this like almost like a crack down the middle with this internal like burning fire inside that does not seem to harm the tree. This fascinating forest of nature and fire combined somehow in a symbiotic relationship. As you walk through, you do eventually reach the glade where the fire got a lot worse, and a lot of the trees are burned away beyond what their internal fire was doing, as you see all the blackened trees and roots of, put you guys on the map, of the glade in Bayan Ayator. As you guys approach, you see that there is someone at the fracture.
Yes.
Yes! That's what I was talking about. But I didn't
Oh, sorry,
talk
my
about
thing's
because
still loading
I
in.
was being quiet.
Oh,
Yes!
the person we saw
Yes!
in the beginning!
Yes!
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I'm
If
frozen,
another
hold on.
person could break a deal. Let's make a deal. Oh.
Okay.
No, and he's back.
And I was just frozen. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
as
the
you
person.
as you all arrive,
Yeah.
you see the
Where are we?
glade is empty aside from
Oh, there we are.
a single figure standing at the edge of the fracture. This glowing crack in space that has these looping bands, kind of messily closing it together as it is kind of pulsing this energy. The small figure is standing, relatively like the height of a child, wearing extremely fine robes, and holding a book that they seem to be like reading as they're looking at this rift and looking back to it. Yeah, you guys can approach.
Wait. Are we concerned about the tiny elf?
I think you see Cal does have a hand in like the hilt of his sword. Do we know who that is? Lormindy said no one was there.
I've seen this person before when the firmament fractured.
Apparently, she's a thing god or very high
I'm sorry,
thing.
what?
Yeah, she was there
Let's
when we
just-
saw the Elkin gods.
Hold on, Maya. Let's just watch to see what they're doing. Can we make perception checks? Can I?
Absolutely.
Please?
Absolutely, you can.
I yeah. Through Rhea, I want to.
Can I make an insight check?
You guys can do all sorts of wonderful things. Yeah.
I would like to know if they...
guys. Anyway,
Let's see what I
There's
get.
been a lot of talking lately. Let's roll
Yeah.
some dice.
I got a-
let's roll some fucking dice. No.
Yeah, I rolled 13.
Perception.
Shit.
It's 18. Yes, it is 18.
Okay.
That's through Rhea, but I probably would have gotten Rhea. She's invisible.
Sure.
I probably would have had her like flop up, like around here, maybe in a bush or something. I would have gotten
Sure.
close enough, to kind of see what she's doing. I wouldn't get too close because I don't know if they can sense invisible people. Probably, but
Sure.
or invisibility. I don't think we should be getting super close. Just yet.
I mean,
Just yet.
I'm would be very surprised if she wasn't already aware of us.
I mean,
Probably.
we saw her with our gods. It stands to reason. I
Doesn't
think
mean
if
they're
they were gonna do something to the rift, they would have done it by now.
I
Okay.
guess.
Here, what were you trying to incite on a 13?
Do they look like they're like casting a spell? Do they seem like malicious in intent, or
Or they're
are
just
they
this-
like
like
jotting
just
shit
gathering
down.
information?
From this distance, you don't hear any incantations. You do not see any somatic components of hand gestures. It looks like as far as Kira's aware, an elven child reading a book. And
Mm.
I think Cecilia's on an 18 perception with
Mhm.
through Rhea just
Mhm.
looks like they seem to be standing. They do like occasionally flip pages and are just reading through this book, occasionally looking up at the rift, and seem to be humming to themselves.
Hmm.
Okay.
They are conducting a book report.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently.
See, Hermia
Well,
steps
we're
up,
here for the reason.
having heard what Maya said earlier. You all said something about a fey god? I
Maybe,
don't know
Something
it.
like that.
or
I don't
maybe
know
an
anything about
ambassador. I don't know.
that.
Well, what did they call themselves? Session 1 notes.
Yeah, I know, right? For real. That's how it feels. Session. Oh god, yeah.
Been a while.
It has been. It has been. Yeah. Hold on.
I forget what
Uh,
they called themselves. Oh, Motus and Mundi?
Motus
As
Mundi.
you say that,
Wait, what?
Hermia looks fucking confused.
I've heard that word before.
Um,
What is that?
that's not possible. That's not. Motus Mundi isn't a person. I don't think.
Well, that's what the
It's,
two of them called themselves.
I don't recall.
I don't understand. As you guys are talking, getting closer, the figure, without looking for the book, says, "I can explain it if you'd like. It's not that complicated, really, Hermia." What?
Oh,
See,
that's out.
doesn't seem to be looking away from the book.
I told you she was probably aware of us. There.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't hurt to be cautious, Maya.
Don't worry, Maya. I accept all pronouns. I'm not really a person.
Hello again.
Okay.
Much like, hello. It has been quite some time. You all have been busy? You took your sweet time getting back to this one. Left it in a bit of a sorry state, haven't you? Although I suppose for your first time, you did better than I could have expected. So he closes the book finally and turns around to look at you all with a cheerful smile.
Well, we didn't exactly know what more to do at the time.
Oh, I understand. No one really does in the moment. But, you're back now. That's what matters.
Yes. So why are you here?
Oh, I figured it was time to check in and see how things were plugging along. Been a few of your mortal weeks since we last saw each other. A blip, really, but I know that a lot can happen for you people in that time, and I wanted to make sure that you were getting along nicely. I knew you'd come back here in sometime soon. The book said you would, so here you are.
Huh?
So, how are things going on this journey for you all? Have you found the answers you've sought? Is it fulfilling for you?
I wouldn't say fulfilling, but
No, that's concerning.
we need
Adjust that. Pulls like a pen out and like opens the book and makes a note. Not fulfilling enough. Okay.
And
If you had any notes on how to make it more fulfilling, what would those be?
letting us close this rift would be a good
Oh,
start.
I'm not going to stop you, of course. I'm just here to notes. If you
Good.
could rate your experience in the Feywild on a scale from 1 to 10 so far, what would it be and why?
Are you
Is
taking
10
a survey?
the best
10
experience,
is
or is
yes,
1?
10. It's a good thing to establish. 10 is the best, 1 is the worst. 1 would be I never want to come here again. 10 is I never want to leave. You know, that kind of thing.
Can we opt out?
I don't want my personal data stolen.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much,
If-
yeah. I already have my personal data stolen. I don't need more of this shit. All right.
If you insist, I cannot force you to participate, but the more information I have, the more I can cater your journey to your experience and your expectations.
I'm sorry, you cater? Who? What
Well,
exactly are
I
you?
can edit the book a little bit. I can tweak it a bit for you. I can't make anything happen for you. But...
This is giving
Okay.
Billy vibes, and I don't like it.
Hermia said Motus and Mundi are not a person. What are you?
Well, she's technically correct. I'm only Motus. My sister is Mundi. My brother, my other. They. I am Motus. Nice to meet you.
Nice to
Pleasure.
meet you.
Well, at least I know that now.
Okay. So what are you and your sibling?
We're family. That's what siblings are.
No, I mean, like, you know, we're Elkin, the Hermias say, what are you?
Oh, like my origin. I see. I understand now. Oh, that's a good question. I guess the equivalent for your understanding would be like a god, but I don't have a religion, I don't have people who worship me, and I don't require it to fuel my power, if that makes any sense. I also don't usually I don't have an afterlife I tend. It's actually a terrible comparison. I'm really nothing like a god, but it's the closest in terms of ability and existence that I think I can equate for you.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being a god, 1 being a mortal.
Okay.
Okay. I like to turn about on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being mortal, 10 being god. Where would I fall on that scale? Fish would probably be the correct answer for that. I would be about somewhere between fish and the heat death of the universe is where I would fall in that range.
Okay. Would it be best to describe you as, like, fate?
Oh no. Well, maybe. No. Fate is a very fate is a silly concept, really. I know you have someone who would disagree with you back at the spindle over there, but fate it doesn't exist, really. You can't say that everything is predetermined, except for the book. The book does predetermine everything. In which case, I guess I am fate, but I don't think I am. Because it's really not the book that decides what happens. It's you that decides what happens, and the book just tells me what it will be.
Writes it as we do it.
Something like that. Oh, it's very hard to explain. This is why I don't usually talk to
Anyway,
people. It doesn't really go anywhere. But I really wanted to check in.
5 is the answer.
Oh, okay. I'll take that.
I would like to leave and also come back.
I think that's a very acceptable answer. Thank you, Kier. I appreciate
You're welcome.
that.
Oh,
wait.
I suppose mine would be 7.
Oh, how lovely. 7. Right. It's a good experience.
Why are we doing this again?
I was just...
Well, you don't have to, I suppose, but it will help to cater. It's fine. All right, we'll skip that question, I suppose. From a sense of moral fulfillment in the story, how are you feeling that's going? Do you feel yourself morally challenged, or do you do you feel that it's a bit too ambiguous, or do you feel a responsibility to save the planes, or are you doing it out of a desire to?
You can see Cecilius is getting like, I wouldn't say like flustered, but he's getting kind of impatient.
Well,
I'd prefer to just get this over with and
Cecilius, I
repair the
understand.
rift.
I appreciate your candor
Here,
and
I
your.
have it in my bag, probably where we usually keep it.
Thank
so.
you.
Very well. All right. We'll continue this after you've prepared your rift. He like snaps the book shut and steps aside. I will be
Thank you.
recording every minute of this interaction to save it for posterity. I'm quite curious how this works.
Sorry, that's some.
Do you have like a loyalty program if we answer the survey questions?
You know, I never really considered that. This is the first time in somewhere around 3,000 years I've actually interacted with people on this plane. So, truly, I'm open to criticism. If that's something you think I should do, I'll look into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, please do.
Beautiful.
So who
Sorry.
are you loyal to as we like bring out the stuff? I'm
What an
assuming
odd
some
question.
form of person in the Sealy court or
Oh, no. No. I don't have loyalties to people of the realm. Well, not loyalty is the wrong word. It implies that I have some obligation to someone. I have a favored person, I suppose, but she checks the book. I don't think it'll affect too much to tell you. Well, chapter 7 is going to be a bit dicey, but we'll get over that. Queen Morisidae is probably my favorite person. Her story is one that has been very compelling. But anyways, continue. I pretend I'm not even here.
Right.
So,
Astra's gonna
are
pull
you
out
even
the
here?
stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna be
as
trying
you
to stitch this
withdraw the argent needle and the linking thread. So,
Yeah.
as you approach the fracture, this is
I'm still very leery about it.
This is going to be a one-of-a-kind case for the entire campaign because this is a fracture you already closed that you are now going to use linking thread on, which means there is no skill challenge for this one. Future rifts and fractures using linking thread will have skill challenges associated with them, depending
sense.
on the circumstances. As last time you tried to close a fracture, it was spewing out fire every round trying to kill you.
Yeah.
This one is stable. All I will ask is for an Arcana check, which you may use Guidance, you may use Aura first.
Okay.
Someone will need to clear a DC, essentially.
Okay.
Alright, who has the best aura?
Astra.
Me.
Or-
I think at this point, Astra does.
Um,
Helios would have, but
Close.
yeah,
I would like to make an argument.
absolutely.
I'm using a set of tools here, am I not? Would this not be equivalent to more of a Weaver's tools check using intelligence?
As you ask that, Motus goes, "Oh, that's an interesting idea," and writes something down.
Okay.
Motus is the DM, alright?
Yeah.
But Astra didn't. That was
I love it.
okay.
Oh,
It's
no, it's
fine.
fine. I don't mean to interrupt.
Nope.
Please continue what you were doing.
What
Yeah.
are you okay.
Fourth wall NPC.
Yes!
Weaver's tools is not a bad idea. These are a set of Weaver's tools. I would allow that. A Weaver's tools check with intelligence.
Cool.
So you may add your
Great.
proficiency to
better.
this.
Oh, this is great because I have expertise in tools.
Oh, excellent. Astra is
All
going
right,
to
you're our
be
Weaver.
the Weaver for
Weaver.
this campaign.
You are a weaver.
Alright, I
No,
will flare a point of aura, cast guidance on myself,
There you go.
and
Yeah.
get ready for what should be a stupid number. Wow, that's actually pretty low for me.
No, it's
For
pretty
a
low.
natural 7 being
Yeah.
20,
Yeah.
yeah, 20 was the DC, so you only need to roll a 7 with guidance.
Good lord.
Now this is
Boy.
again, this is
Not
a
under pressure.
easy,
No.
under pressure. There's also going to be a difference between fractures and fully formed rift that we're
Yeah.
gonna close.
Yeah.
Like the one that's out.
So
Yeah.
East.
you made
That's not my
the DC. So as you pull the needle and you take the thread, you thread it through the needle. I do need to ask, which thread do you use? As in order to close a rift, what you will need to do. I will tell you this now,
Mhm.
as it is a circumstance of like calm and you don't have to worry about it. But for the future, the way this will work, I wrote this down on my phone like a fool. I should have done it on Google Docs, but it's fine. You must use at least one linking thread from either of the two planes connected to the rift. So in this case, it would be the Feywild and the plane of fire. You have never been to the plane of fire. You don't have any linking threads there, so it has to be a Feywild thread. In the future, when you're doing a skill challenge, the number of threads you use and the type of threads you use will affect the difficulty of the challenge. So let's say, for example, if you did have threads from the plane of fire, and if, for example, we were doing a skill challenge right now, if you were to use one thread from either plane, you would need 5 successes before 3 failures in the skill challenge. A difficult check.
Yeah.
If you use 2 threads from either plane, it becomes 4 before 4. 4 success before 4 failure. And if you use 2 or more threads, and at least one of each is from both sides of the rift, so a plane of fire and a Feywild, it becomes 3 successes before 5 failures. So certain
Okay.
rifts will be easier depending on what planes they're attached to and the threads you have. Honestly, right now, the easiest rift for you to close would be a Feywild Satrotha rift. You have 3 threads for both.
Yeah.
In this instance, though, you need to choose one of your Feywild threads to use on this rift.
I assume this expends the thread permanently.
It
Yes.
does, which means you will have to continue to explore the realm, make strong connections, powerful moments and memories, and gather more threads. Which also could mean there may come a day where you find a fracture, and it would be more prudent to wait to close it and risk it turning into a rift because you may not have enough threads to close it safely.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little bit of dicey give take
Yeah,
depending.
yeah.
So,
I think
which of your Feywild threads would you like to use for this?
I think the one that makes the most sense is to close this fracture with the memory of the party
the
coming
one-
together to
Yes.
seal it in the first place.
As you weave with this 20 check, your weaver's tools, not hastily, not in a hurried dash to finish this before you all die, you slowly weave this thread through. The memories of that harrowing battle with the living bonfire, inferno creature, the hag, the salamanders, Maya, and everyone taking waves of fire damage.
Yeah.
You thread this through, and although Helios is not here, the memory of them with the Aegis suit wielding the onyx stake as a sword at the time flashes through your mind, and these experiences strengthen the bond held on the rift. And by the time you're done threading it through Astra, the entire thing, all of these cracks and these fractures all stiffen, straighten, and come to a single perfect seam.
Damn.
Nice.
And you feel there is a pulse echo out from this spot, as you know this is fully healed, not just closed. This part of the firmament has been repaired.
Da, 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 da.
As you retract the needle, the thread expended, Motus makes a note. Very well done. Very impressive.
Was that in
Well,
your book?
No, but it is now, and it is very interesting. Well, I think that deserves a reward. Having repaired a rift that would have destroyed a large swath of the Feywild. I would like to thank
Yeah.
you for your efforts. I'll answer one question. Any question. And I will answer truthfully and to the best of my ability.
I wasn't ready for this.
Don't feel inclined to make it something important. You can ask what someone had for breakfast yesterday. That's always a fun one. But it could also be something, I guess, terribly important and dire. Whatever you'd like. Keep in mind, I can only answer in the terms of what the book has already written down. Some things have not been determined yet, so I can't predict the future. It's kind of a thing.
Astra. I
Yeah.
think we should ask where the next rift is going to open. But it's your question, I guess.
Well, they
I mean, we
just
have
said
me,
they
but
can't. They just said they can't predict the future, so they won't know where that was going to be.
I guess.
How do I unseal Selene?
Oh, interesting. Opens the book, flips through. Well, I will be kind, and unlike most of the Fae of this realm, I won't be as specific on the wording. But Selene's not sealed. She is scattered. She was damaged heavily by the magic that affected your people in the end of Theros. And to preserve her essence, scattered herself into motes of her light across the plains. Technically, she tried to scatter it throughout the Feywild, but Theros collapsed and she fell through the firmament, much like you all did when we first met. Such good times. And you're going to have to regather her motes of light throughout the plains that have been divided. I'll give you a hint, because it feels like your question was unintentionally erroneous, and I don't want you to feel slighted by this. The blade that you crossed swords with at the beginning of your journey holds such a mote.
The Green Knight.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it was a good hint. Glad you got it.
Huh.
So, anytime I get that feeling,
It means you're near a moat. Relatively. And if you gather enough of them, you might be able to reform her.
okay, across the plane. So I have to find the. Okay, alright.
Well, you're lucky that you have a sword that's meant to hold the light of Selene, so it should be able to tell you when you're near it.
Right.
What an interesting question. There were so many other ones you could have asked, but that one actually, I'd like to applaud you. That was a good one. Well,
Sorry.
this has been very enlightening.
Yeah, sorry guys, the next one's one of yours.
If we see them again.
The next one, you're very optimistic. We'll see. Maybe.
Please keep me informed of your loyalty program for answering more survey questions.
I will. I'll think on that. Thank you all for indulging me. I know this was very unusual, but I couldn't help myself. First time in 3,000 years I've had an inkling of something big is happening, you know? I love you all very much. I hope you know that. I wish nothing but the best for you.
Very uncomfortable.
Okay.
You're welcome.
I already know this is not gonna go well, but Maya's gonna try to incite that.
Go for it.
No.
For whatever you think it means.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, Motus says it means whatever you think it means.
Huh?
Quite
Did you
uncomfortable.
read my mind?
With respect to the moral question, my answer is choose not to answer.
Interesting.
Yes.
That is. Mo just puts a hand on Kier. That means more than you know.
Okay.
Anyways,
This is gonna
Good
end
work.
up badly for us.
I love this
but-
person.
Look,
I
it's
must
just
go.
a god, you know. It's fine.
I must go and review things. The book is updating constantly, and this will have such a divergence. If we do meet each other again, I might be willing to share another question, and I will have that rewards program for you. I'll have something. Good idea. I
Mike has to
reward good
make it.
ideas. Yeah, sure. Yeah, a punch card. I'm thinking he's gonna be a punch card. You know, get 6 answers of the universe. Buy 6 answers of the universe, get 1 free. You know, something like that.
How many rifts we close is how many. Yeah,
maybe.
the stamps on the card or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay. Well,
until
Eventually
then,
I'll-
or never, maybe, but possibly, and definitely. And
Okay.
will immediately vanish.
I like them.
What
Alright.
was that? Alan approaches. What was
Don't
any of that?
no.
Something
I don't
new.
know.
Hermia still looks
Kind of concerned.
bewildered.
Well,
So-
Hermia, what
Motus Mundi's
what did
real?
you-
I,
apparently, what did you know of them?
Very, so, Motus Mundi is, you know how the Fae have rules and, like, deals and laws and
Mhm.
things that are, like, universal? That's Motus
Yeah.
Mundi. It's the word we use to describe the motions of the world. It's the way the world works.
the natural.
it's
law.
Huh.
The Fae law.
Ah.
It's a person?
Apparently.
In the book.
Okay, well, I'm broken now, so, what are we doing next?
Go to the next one.
I mean, do you
Rewards
feel?
program.
Well, I mean, why not? If we're gonna be giving out information, might as well get something for it. Just say,
I suppose.
maybe I can save up for a movie or something,
What's
A what?
or a moving picture. I think Alkes would have movies by now. I don't know.
It's in the Steam age with magic. There's probably like programmed illusion movies. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What call? You know,
Yeah.
maybe they just don't
They're
have.
probably
brains
very
now.
small starting, but yeah, they're
Yeah, they're
to be
silent
fair-
movies.
yes.
To be fair, Maya is literally an android.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
have some experimental tech going on in you. Yeah, you're a little bit odd for the yeah.
I never really could get into the movers
The movies
or
because
the-
you were blind.
movers. Yeah.
Movers.
Movers. Yeah, movers. Like that.
Movers.
Um,
That'd
I
be
couldn't
I
really,
guess,
really get into those. I listened.
yeah, I guess we're just gonna head to the next rift. Oh, Ashley, you said you wanted to try and help
Sophia.
my AJ's brain is farting.
I believe it was Sophia.
Sophia, yes. You want to help Sophia, right?
Remind me for what? My
The
brain
Fields
is...
of Bounty taking down the
The
hag.
hag.
Ah, right.
The
Right.
hag that
The
you
third
want
hag
to
stone that you
Yeah,
need.
yeah.
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 That's quite a
Here's what
trek.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put us on court map. And I'm gonna say let's do a quick break so I can use the restroom and
Yeah,
everything. A bio
yeah.
break.
I need
Come
to
back
Okay.
around. Does anyone need a longer break, or can we come back around 7:30?
7:30 should
That's
be
fine.
fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. And
Alright.
think on it. Consider the options. But yes, at this point, there's a bit of a crossroads of
Yes.
do you guys
Let's
want to
see.
head to the other rift, or Fields of Bounty. Neither is on the way from the other, unfortunately.
Yeah,
They're kind of a
no.
different direction.
Yeah.
So, and you only have Callan for 3 days. So, at
I
what
know.
Yeah.
he'll only be able to help you with one of the two,
One.
and then he has to go back.
Yeah.
So, consider that. I'm gonna go use the bathroom, and we'll be back in about 15-ish minutes.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna restart my
good.
computer.
Fan shitty.
Yep. Alright.
Alrighty.
In that case, I will bring us back.
Okie dokie.
Whoa, there we go.
So, as you guys have completed the closing of the rift fully,
Yay.
you met with Motus, who took some questionnaire answers and gave an answer in return. You are now at a point where you have a choice to make. There's plenty of ways you could go. The primary two, I believe, that are decided between are whether or not to detour to the Fields of Bounty to go help Sophiette, to take care of the hag. Which, I mean, to be honest, you don't even necessarily know if she's there right now, but, you know, she said she was going to go back. It's been about a week since then. She's probably... You could call her up. You also could head towards the Umber Wetlands to close the Shadowfell Rift that opened there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're probably.
Or you guys could go anywhere else.
Yeah.
Just know that you have 3 days before Callan has to return, and you guys need to make a decision about whether or not you will remain with the Seekers.
I do have to ask.
Uh-huh.
By walking, how long does it take to get to both
Yeah.
places?
To get back to the Umber Wetlands will take about 2 days. That's how it did. We've done that. You've done that walk literally
Yeah.
like 6 times at this point.
Yeah, Callan's
You
gonna
could
get
do
in
it.
trouble.
You could do it in your well. It's 3 days before he has to start heading back. He doesn't have to be back in 3 days.
Oh.
So if you guys,
I was
yeah,
under
that's
that.
he has 3 days before he has. Well, yeah, he's not going to teleport back. If he has to get back in 3 days, he should have left 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Yeah.
At least, yeah,
That's what I was gonna say.
to get back.
Gotcha.
He only has 3 more days of leeway before he has to start the return trip.
Right.
To get to
Good why.
the forest, I'd say it would take about a day to reach the edge of the Fields of Bounty, and then depending on where you go within, could be longer.
Right.
So,
right.
technically speaking, the fields are closer, but it's up to whether or not you want to have Callan's help with the fields or help with the rift.
Yeah.
And he is a powerful force for your party at this point.
I think we contact her, tell her to hold off on taking out the
Sophiette.
hag. Sophiette. I
Okay.
think we
She's
tell-
probably already there.
We try and contact her and see
Yeah,
if
well,
we can
we'll
tell her to
contact her.
hold off. And I think we try and take care of the Umber Wetlands while we have your boyfriend. I mean, our superior.
I love that.
I suppose we could use the senders to see if is a report if she's still at the Seekers, if she left for the
Yeah.
fields or
We
not.
need to know her location before we proceed.
Yeah.
So,
does anybody have her number?
No.
You know, you don't need it necessarily. You can just
Okay.
kind of open a channel and ask for Sophia, and they can like direct you to whatever channel she's on or get your number.
Oh,
It's an
the
open-
waiting music. Oh,
Yeah, kinda. Yeah. All right. So you guys pull out your sender and open communication. You ask for Sophia, and after a moment, you feel yourself redirected a couple channels until eventually you hear, "You guys are back? You're in the Feywilds? Wait, what? I'm so confused. They just told me that you're contacting me. I thought you were going to the Astral Sea."
Well,
Well,
you know,
we were
detours.
there. We were there,
Briefly.
and then we immediately came back.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope for good reason, but okay. Well, it's really good to hear from you guys. We'll have to catch up sometime. I'm actually gathering a team right now. I'm still at the Elkin Outpost. I've
okay.
gotten permission from them to send a team over to the fields.
Oh, good.
It's tricky because they're not letting me take as many people as I'd like because we still don't know if the Fields of Bounty is sanctioned by the Autumn Court, and the Seekers don't want to cause, any issues with the court. But I told them what they were doing there, and they know that we can't just do nothing. So it's a frustrating situation. But I've got a small team ready to go. Are you guys able to meet me there?
If
Potential.
when were you thinking of heading there?
Soon. It'll take me about 3 or 4 days to get to the Fields of Bounty
Perfect.
from the outpost.
Could you delay it a day or so?
Oh, if it means getting your guys' help, absolutely. That would be a huge, huge help.
We have some business to take care of, up in the Umber wetlands, but after that, we can make our way down.
Understood. Okay, we'll delay a day, and if you're from the Umber Wetlands, it should take about the same amount of time for you to reach the fields as us. I guess as soon as you're back in sender range, once you're done with your business, the wetlands, let us know, and we'll both start heading towards the fields at the same time then.
Yeah, that sounds good then.
Okay. I'll look forward to seeing you guys again.
Yeah.
All right. So, and you guys made the right call to call now because the Umber Wetlands is outside of sender range.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have been able to contact her.
Which we
Yeah.
really need to put a sender up in that bitch. God, we need to
The
put. We need to
roof
put.
of Winter's Kiss.
That's the best you could probably do because the Umber Wetlands is a lowland area. There's not a whole lot of high points in there.
High points.
But,
Yeah.
unless they erect one, unless they build one, like they did at the outpost. But
Yeah.
hey, so it sounds like your destination is set for the Umber Wetlands Shadowfell Rift.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
You guys begin to head out. This is a route most of you can do in your sleep. You guys literally did this back and forth and back and forth. So...
Mud in my boots. Mud in my boots. Mud in my boots. Prestidigitation. Prestidigitation.
Yes.
Clean that bitch out. Hate this. I never want to come to this wetland again.
if all things work out, this should be the last time you'll need to for the campaign. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Wet.
The first day of travel, you guys are very familiar with. You follow the Amber Walk through the winding hills and get around this area, which I think you've camped at around this exact area before. You probably find a familiar campsite for you guys, and you guys can bed down for the night. Astra, I would like an Arcana check if you're going to try to work on your armor.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys have the cottage, so you can just use your forge anywhere now.
Yeah.
So let's do an Arcana check.
Yes. Arcana, let me uncheck that. Uncheck guidance. Bah.
Very good start. Okay.
That's good.
All right. I will mark that down. Okay. I say this is the beginning of a very long process, but you get a good start. You will at some point have to choose what material you want to use for the armor, and you'll need to use a certain amount of money worth, but I think 500 gold worth. Astra armor progress. And then, is there anything else you guys would like to do on the road during this first day of bedding down? Obviously, you guys
sorry,
talk.
I was a little distracted by something. Are we bedding down for a long rest?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Maya will do some sendings then.
Okay.
First, she doesn't know if it'll go through or not. She's going to try to send to Helios.
Okay. What is your message?
Can you hear me? Are you okay? We made it back to Faye. Hope you're not being hurt badly.
Okay. Message goes through, you feel? Much like before, message you feel goes out and you do not get a reply.
Dang it.
Okay.
Maya, if you would like to give me an Arcana check, allow it.
She absolutely will. She's gonna flare.
Sure. Oof. Holy shit. 27.
Yeah, after the first
Pretty
fracture, I took expertise in Arcana for her.
Excellent, excellent. Holy crap. Yeah, so Maya knows that sending only has a 5% chance to not work between planes. The consistency with which it is not working between planes, Maya feels that perhaps something to do with the nature of the firmament is making that chance increase. You also know the Seekers told you they had a very hard time getting in touch with you guys via sending spells when you were first lost in the Feywilds before they were able to get over. I'll let the party know it's a 50% chance of failure between planes.
Makes sense.
With the current
Yeah, that makes
fractured firmament state, there is a lot of fluctuating magic between the planes. Any sending spell has a 50% chance to not send.
Okay.
At 27 Arcana, Maya realizes this. So what's funny is, in the subplot, Helios will have heard that message, replied, and it will not have gone through.
Oh.
At some point in the subplot, like 2 days in, Helios will get that message, and then nothing happens.
Alright. Second one will be Bingsworth.
He is on the same plane, so you have no problem there.
Yes. Only 25 words for reply.
Part of it, I see.
Please do not make more deals with Green Fairy. I can't leave Faye. Needed for big reasons here.
As you send the message out, there is a pause of like you feel like he's taking time to reply carefully.
Definitely knows only 25 words, yeah.
Got it. Sorry. I won't make any deals, but it's too late. I was dumb. Didn't know what was saying. Know better now. You feel like this pause is actually real because he's trying to do math in his head on his fingers. if can't leave, just stay safe. And that's the end of the message.
Kingsworth, what am I gonna do with you? Reckless now has to ruckus here.
Yeah. Got whisked
Alright.
away to a world of adventure by a wicked fairy.
Oh, I actually have a short I want to show you. I think would fit well for that.
Perfect.
Let's see.
Later.
Alright. So Maya knows that even though, because the fraction and all that, sending through other realms, the sending does make it, but she might not receive a message back.
No. I roll every time. You have made it. I've succeeded the roll for you sending out, and I've failed it for it coming back. Any sending through planes has a 5% chance not to arrive, typically. 50%.
Yeah.
So there's a chance that your sending just doesn't arrive.
Okay.
You wouldn't really know for sure.
Alright. Alright, well, she's still gonna try. Last sending to Silica.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Hi. Hope you're well. I am well. Don't worry. We'll talk more when can. Much going on here. Found Bigsworth in trouble as usual. That's it.
D. There's a short reply, a short pause before. Oh, Maya. So good to hear from you. Doesn't surprise me about Bingsworth. I hope he'll be okay. Good to hear. Stay in touch. New spell. Very impressive.
Yeah, I don't know if she's the same old character I is, so she probably
Yeah.
can't send back.
Yeah. No, that's about it.
Alright, that's it for Maya.
Okay. Right. Anyone else have anything? I know there's chit chat and conversation, but anything that more specific.
Just chatting.
I have just a question that we didn't really think about that might come
Sure.
closing this.
Mm-hmm.
Are the heroes gonna be able to get out if we close this?
Yeah.
This is not the one that they
No.
used.
No, it's
This
not.
is the one.
There's
No,
another one.
there's one in Elcast that they came
yeah.
through.
Oh,
originally.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's a
This is
misunderstanding.
there are
on my
two
part.
rifts
Okay.
into the Shadowfell currently that you know.
Yeah.
This is the
Okay.
one that opened into the East Sinwood. You found out.
Mhm.
Theirs was in the West Sinwood. It's like two. They're both in the
Gotcha.
Sinwood.
Okay, alright, never mind. I still have.
yeah,
okay.
We did learn that they were there for a lot longer.
Yes,
This rift
they were there
literally
for-
just opened.
That's true.
Yes, correct.
That's true.
So, well, this one's probably going to be a little bit harder to do.
Yeah, probably. I'll do my best.
Kira would probably ask questions about your first day as Seekers, specifically regarding like the Elkest pantheon or portion of the gods that you
Oh,
saw.
because you guys met the gods. Yeah.
Oh,
You
You
met
just casually
them.
dropped that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They-
We don't need to roleplay. I'm just saying she's interested.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Specifically
no.
with like the champion. She refers to them as their titles, not like their
Their
names,
titles.
because she
Yeah.
doesn't know
The
their
champion,
real
the
names.
redeemed. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most people would probably refer to them by their titles. Yeah, most of the time. True.
The champion and the
Godly.
redeemed are her folk. So
Oh, okay.
she's like,
Yeah.
tell me more. I'm curious.
Well, they inform
Well,
you
eye
that
color was this.
Oh,
they met the gods, the redeemed, the veiled one, and the champion, and all three of them were stopped by powerful magic created by the tiny child you met yesterday.
That's about, yeah.
definitely
it's,
thought. we could have taken that little.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
And now that we know it's Modus Mundi, that's
Well, that was
interesting.
just one of them.
I'm gonna roll.
Motus. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Motus.
Yeah. That was
30.
Modus.
Oh my god.
That's
What happened?
Oh my.
That's
What happened?
interesting.
What is happening here?
All right. Earlier
movie?
than I expected.
Oh,
Movie show up?
buddy.
Eh?
Bad people.
Interesting.
Let's go.
Who cares? This is great. Whatever it is, it's gonna be awesome.
Is it?
It's a 30.
Is it?
Absolutely.
It could be bad for us.
Well, for
It
you.
could be great
Let's-
though.
Cecilius.
Music, Becky.
I don't hear it. What? Oh, now I hear it.
Yeah, listen.
As you bed down for the night, it's only been 2 days or so,
They're getting more frequent.
but you find yourself. I was not expecting
I
a
think it's near Winter's
30
Kiss.
on the first roll. Yeah.
Fantastic.
As you bed down, probably I would think Cecilius always takes precautions, but
Mhm.
considering the frequency in the past, this is very recent. This is very sudden. You weren't expecting one so soon. You're caught off guard as the flashes begin. But now you have an understanding of what these flashes are, what their significance is. You know what causes your visions, the storm rune. Something about that I think gives
Clarity.
comfort or clarity,
Yeah, for sure.
but all the same, the dream happens. And for the first time since I started using this motif, we get an actual Feywild's crossroads. You
Oh,
find
they got
yourself
that.
at.
Hey,
Because originally I just theater of the minded it.
Mhm.
I would like a charisma saving throw, please.
yeah, I can't flip.
With the difficulty is you cannot flare, but the difficulty is reduced by your dream catcher.
Yes, charisma save. What?
Hey.
Look at that. Perhaps it is the knowledge of what this is from. Perhaps it is just getting used to it, but you feel that one pass over you easily. You find yourself at a crossroads where you remember, whereas the Shadowfell was people, the Astral Sea was things, Feywild is places. Behind you, you know to be the path that leads back to the realm of the waking, and since you made that save, you feel that you could walk back, choose to wake up if you wanted. To your left, the path leads towards a vista of an island in a glistening sea, engulfed by colossal waves and thrust under the water.
Oh my.
To the right, you see the image of a mountain silhouetted in sunlight that seems to touch the sky itself, as it is filled with cracks and internal light from within moments before exploding. And ahead of you, for the first time in almost 20 sessions, an unknown path lies ahead.
Ooh.
Hot.
Cecilius knows that if you walk down the center path, you get to decide what you're looking for at a significantly higher DC for the next 2 saves, with significantly worse consequences for failures. Or
you're all like, do it, and I'm like,
you could take one of the 2 defined paths. I will also say this, because Cecilius has had a lot of experience with these dreams now.
Yeah.
You're it's an old hat for you at this point.
Yeah.
The last time you were in the Feywild, there were 3 locations shown total: a burning forest, a shadowed swamp, and a field full of corpses, plus, of course, the unknown path. 2 of those 3 led to fractures. The other one led to your capture and taking to Satrotha and, your seeker companions.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing with the Fields of Bounty.
Well, I know where all these are headed. Pretty much.
I'm gonna drop real quick. Everything's a little robot-y.
Okay.
Okay.
Ba, 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 ba.
See if that helps.
Yeah, today Discord's
That
been
helps.
a
We're good now.
little,
Today's been real bad, real
general.
choppy. I had to, everybody was real
Iffy.
weird for me there.
Yeah.
All right, did everything I said come through though?
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Islands of glistening sea to the left, to the right, mountain silhouetted in light, cracks in it, exploding. That's very concerning.
They're all a little concerning.
Yeah. Oh gods. Okay. Well, the explosion thing kind of worries me. Cecilius knows that if he goes into the unknown, it could be very bad.
It could be very good or very bad. I mean, so I'll say this: the last unknown, and maybe Cecilius could make this inference himself.
Mm-hmm.
You completed the last unknown. The last time you asked a question of how to reach a future where all the realms were intact,
Mm-hmm.
it showed you the shadowed fortress of Satrotha, the astral sea satellite of the imperial capital. It showed handing Maya the needle, which closed the first fracture. You've been through all of that, and now a new unknown path is available. It did somehow predict the course of the campaign thus far.
Yeah.
And you could ask any question for that. But you also know that the last time this happened, you woke up a little silly.
Yeah. I'll bet.
And nobody in the
silly.
party has greater restoration still, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very
that's
funny.
probably... It was great. It was fantastic. Alright. Well, I know what Becky wants to do, and I know what Cecilius wants to do. Explosion!
Explosion. The mountain.
Explosion. Yes, that's very important. Feels very important to me.
You know that with how the Feywild paths worked before, if you have another dream in the Feywild, the other options will still likely be available to you. They do not fade away, but as you walk towards this mountain, it becomes the only thing you can see. I would like your second charisma saving throw.
Yes. Now,
Assuming you turned off
question,
video
if
because
I...
of
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah, my thing's being really stupid.
No problem.
Okay, you're now here, but alright.
Yeah, stream stuff.
I'll turn it on.
No, I
That
understand.
might help me a little bit, I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe. If I fail this, can I use an inspiration? I'm just wondering. That's
Yes.
I've never had to do it.
Inspiration is kind of the one meta currency I allow for all sorts of things. Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious because I have a bad feeling.
Yeah. Understandable.
Alright, come on. Charisma. Okay,
Hey!
that's not too bad.
Getting good at
It's not too
these.
bad.
The charisma caster's finally rolling good.
Yeah.
Yay!
Cecilius, as you walk down this path, the mountain stretches before you in all directions. It is enormous in its size and scale. And you see at its base, there are cavernous entrances into what you sense to be a network of tunnels that reaches under the ground. Your view passes through these tunnels and settles on what looks like a collapsed room where Cecilia sees there was once a puppet laying here, pulled away by some unknown force, and in its place, you see a split in the sky itself. growing steadily. A fracture hanging in space in the middle of a cave, deep under a mountain.
Okay.
Oh, I just thought of something. That island being taken over by water. I bet you it's a rift of the water plane.
Who knows? But as you see this, I will need one last charisma save.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Go ahead. Oh, no.
13. Would you like to inspiration that?
Yes, please.
Okay.
It's even
Damn.
worse.
That is a
Oh,
possibility.
that hurt. That hurt a lot. This is going to
Okay.
be terrible. Okay, great.
Oh,
It's
you'll
only one
You'll
failure.
be fine. It's only one.
You'll
You'll get a minor weird madness thing. It's
Oh, goody.
It'll be fine.
I'm gonna roll a D100 now.
Yeah. see?
Yay, let's go.
Mhm.
I tackle.
Let's see, 50 something? Oh, no, it'll be different.
Yeah, it should be
Okay.
different. Anyways, it's a
I
different
need to
table,
roll a
I think.
D10.
It's
Oh,
the
my.
short term.
7.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you're just.
All right. Cecilius, as you
Yeah.
see this mountain, you see these caves, you go to what looks like a collapsed, like a caved-in chamber, so you know that this chamber you're looking at is closed off from the network of caves.
Yep.
And within that cave, you know that you don't know where this mountain is necessarily, but you know that somewhere, you know these locations are related to the Feywild, at least. Somewhere within this mountain and these caves, there is a fracture growing. And if what you saw before is to be believed, it will lead to the mountain's explosion and destruction. Unfortunately, right at the end, you are not able to glean any more information as you are thrust awake as the rift in front of you explodes in light in your vision. And as you awaken, all of you guys get a full rest. And Cecilius, for
Okay.
7 minutes after waking up,
Mm.
you are stunned. You
Ah.
have the stunned condition. So Cecilius wakes up paralyzed for
Oh.
7
Okay,
minutes
okay, I
effectively.
got
You have
I got
sleep
okay.
paralysis.
Yeah, I have sleep paralysis.
Cecilius wakes up with sleep paralysis. 100%.
That's great. Oh.
So we don't even know that. You,
Nope.
Yeah,
Man, Cecilius
that
is
is
just an
correct.
extra 7 minutes.
Yeah, he just sleeps in his room next to 7 minutes.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, because you guys have the cottage out. So, Cecilius, there is an uncomfortable 7 minutes after you wake up where you cannot move or do anything, and then eventually it breaks and you sit up in bed with full knowledge and memory of the dream.
It's better than attacking people.
Hmm.
At least.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not doing the unknown, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so
Not
sorry.
yet, you aren't.
Yeah. Look, I don't want bad things to happen. Like right when, especially Callan's here, I can't let him know that this shit happens to me. So, yeah. My image.
Hmm.
All right.
So,
Love that for me.
so as you guys gather together in the morning in the cottage,
Together.
preparing for a new day, Cecilius, do you share?
I share bad
Okay.
things.
Share back.
This is I like some good news every now and then from these things.
Well, I think. Hermia, does this help? Does this place
Hermia.
sound familiar?
Yeah, a
I
very
don't
large
have-
mountain.
Hermia
The only person.
that's been to the summer court here, yeah. Oh, sorry, I did give that away. She knows it's in the summer court. Yeah, she would actually know. There's no check required. She, as you describe, a mountain wreathed in light that touches the sky. She will tell you there is a mountain called Sunreach Peak that sounds very familiar too. She lived in its shadow, actually, in a town called Faunel.
Oh no.
Oh, Faunel, I know where this is. I'm sorry. As if you're going by lore, Mike, I know where this is.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
I know where. Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. Or maybe
Well,
it's
the
just a
good
coincidence
news
that you named
is-
it Faunel. I don't know.
I don't know.
That you had this dream before it exploded. So that is good news.
We don't know
Sure.
how long we have though.
Yeah.
Did
But you
did
do
did it have
know-
like a setting? Did it have a setting like it was at nighttime? It was
No.
in the daytime.
So it was. You saw the light behind the mountain, so it was daytime. It was shine, because the light
Okay,
was
okay.
reflecting on the mountain. Yeah, Hermia, no check required because I just checked the map, and yeah, Faunel, her home is literally right next to this mountain. She will tell you she's been there. I've been there. It's Sunreach Peak, by the sounds of it, has a series of networks of caves called the Sky Hollows that runs through it. It's yes, Sunreach Peak itself is a holy site for the people of the Summer Court.
Yeeks.
Good to know.
I should say that though I am a knight of the Spring Court, my childhood was spent in Faunel in the Summer Court, so very familiar with it. You say it was exploding?
Mhm.
That's awful.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe there's going to be a rift there, or there already is one that's expanding.
Oh,
So, yeah.
okay. Well, I guess once we're done with things here,
Mhm.
more reason to go to the Summer
Uh,
Court then.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
Oh,
That sounds good. Let's.
Real quick,
So the
Mike.
puppet, that puppet.
The-
was
Yeah.
weird.
yeah.
The distance here to the rift. How many hours would you say that will take from my
It's gonna
foot?
take a day. I told you it'd
Day.
take 2 days. So
Okay.
you got to here winding through in a day, and then between this, it's because it's a matter of also like traversing the weird wetlands. You can't just go straight across unless you have because you guys
Right.
have water walk or flight. There's a lot of windingness through the Umber wetlands.
Okay.
We're a Pegasus side that we really should have brought with us. Damn
Well,
it. Poor thing. Just sitting in that stable.
well, no,
Whatever.
we let them go. Remember, we were told to let them go when we didn't need them anymore, because they're smart.
So, yeah, as you guys get this revelation, is there anything else you guys would like to do before you head back on the road for the second day of travel to get to the wetlands? You know that you will arrive in the shade. Oh yes, someone. I'll roll a d6. +2.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Ooh,
5.
natural
Yeah.
1.
Ooh.
Icky. Much ick.
Okay, 3 charges.
Oh,
Ooh,
by the way,
Panther.
the oh god, the oh, shit. God, I'm so bad with words today.
Okay.
The needle, we have that in that case for where the shoes
Yes,
are.
you
Yes.
guys
Question:
use Mallory's suitcase. Yeah.
Is that only limited to one item?
No, it's a whole box. You can put stuff in it.
Okay, we'll also have the thread in there.
Yeah, they're both in there,
Yes.
which is also
Oh,
in
yeah,
the bag of
definitely.
holding.
I'm just saying, a really sensitive shit is in that.
Yeah.
Put that box
Those
in a
two
box.
things.
That box in another box.
Yes.
Mail
Another
that
box.
box to myself.
To myself.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that it's in a bag of holding
Hammer.
probably makes it fine on by itself, but
But even more so, a non-divination box certainly helps, and especially if you ever take it out of the bag of holding, it means that the needle is only out of any protections temporarily, because it's in a non-detection box basically.
Yeah.
We literally only pull it out when we're going to use it.
Well,
You got-
I'm just. If we're gonna close a rift, we should probably take it out of the box. So we don't have to spend 2 actions taking it out of the bag.
Yeah,
taking it
before
out of
you
the
get
box.
to the rift, for
Before
sure.
we get to the rift.
It'll be
Oh,
in.
yeah.
It'll be in just the bag of holding before
Just-
we get to it.
Man. I say this, Becky, you got real lucky with that short-term madness roll. Some of these are really fun.
Yippee.
Some of these are really fun, even the short terms.
Great.
Yay. I
Onward.
got a boring one. Yay.
All right.
Okay,
With
yeah,
that revelation and everything,
Winter's
you
Kiss,
guys-
here we come.
you guys pass by Winter's Kiss. It is less snowy and cold than you last saw it, as you see some of the snow has receded from the building.
See the change.
It does not seem to be related to the Umber wetlands, as the gloom has not crept this far, but it looks like everything is a little bit warmer. And I think you guys remember at this point when you were talking with Grayson, when you guys first passed by the Winter's Kiss, he mentioned that spring favor was ending soon and summer favor was starting in a couple weeks, and that was a couple weeks ago he said that.
Yeah.
You guys
It's
are
summer.
in the midst of the summer favor period at this point.
It's summer. All right, where's my beach scene?
Well, there is a
We're
beach.
entering the water.
If you keep going to the east, there's a beach to the east. There's eventually water. It's not very comfortable, but
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Anyway.
Specify.
as you guys reach, nope, that's not the turn.
That's the festival.
That's the one. Yeah. The Umbran village is holding a party because it's all gloomy and they like that shit. No. As you guys
Welcoming summer.
reach the edge of the Umber wetlands once again, you find it to be different than the last time, as
What?
a Shadowfell rift has opened, and you know that whenever a fully formed rift appears, it has an impact on both sides of the rift, influencing the planes relative to the other sides. The Feywild's rift created this Fey bloom in Elkest, and you've never really seen the other side of the Elkest one, but you imagine maybe it calmed shit down around the in the Feywilds around the portal. Here in the Shadowfell rift has desaturated the land of all color and light. As I will,
I feel like I'm back in. I'm back in the
We're
fucking
back!
building again.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'll throw you guys on the edge of this map.
Glory.
The same scene you saw last time, heavily desaturated. Only some of the purpley dark hues remain. The trees lifeless and without color. And there is a stillness to the area that is unsettling, even more so than before. Whereas before the Umber Wetlands were dangerous, sure, they were at least vibrant in their own way. Now there is a feeling of everything having stopped, quieted, calmed to an unsettling point. But you know that if you head south, you would reach the Umbran village, and if you head east across the membrane, you will reach the Dark Fen, where the Darkweaver Drusina dwelt.
Are we just cutting to it?
Yeah, are you guys just gonna go? I wanted to know before I.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we're
Yeah.
gonna be trying to go straight to the rift.
Yeah.
Right.
Maya would have used the skillet once we had gotten close enough where the effect wouldn't have worn off.
Mhm.
So that would be a cooking tools check, right?
Yeah, if
You
you want
would've
to use
done
the
it.
skillet's magical effect.
Alright.
Gotcha.
Yeah, chill flare.
Who
We
are
would have
you
done it before we went into
attempting to
the
give it to as
Shadowfell,
well?
assuming.
The 3 party members, the party,
Main party.
you
The
guys.
3 other than
Okay.
her.
Okay. Mm.
Hey.
All right,
21.
that makes it.
That makes it with DC 15, and you beat it by 5. So you roll an additional D8 for 2D8.
Cool.
I like
Roll
it.
2D8 for me, please.
You
I
got it.
like it.
Okay.
1 and 7.
Okay.
Okay. So the 3 of you gain
Good.
Guiding Hand, advantage on
Guiding.
perception and investigation checks,
Okay.
and you gain a +1 bonus to AC for
Hey.
8
Ooh.
hours with Holy Protection.
Uh,
I like this.
holy.
It's very much.
Holy Protection and Guiding Hand, advantage on perception and investigation checks, and a +1 bonus to AC. That's not bad.
That's actually probably the best we could have gotten.
Probably, honestly, pretty good ones. Yeah.
Damn.
Investigation.
I think
Montage.
Divine Focus might be a pretty good one too. Blessed Strike. Yeah, they're all really good. What am I saying?
all
None of them
They're
are
all
bad.
great, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Fancy. Where's
You only had to trade your soul for it.
Yeah.
I don't have a soul. What are you talking about?
Well, she's gonna collect anyways.
Oh my gosh.
Should find something to pluck from you.
Yeah.
Probably.
So as you guys,
What was it? What was it? What was the name of the AC
Holy
one?
Protection was a +1 to AC for 8 hours.
Okay.
They're both for 8 hours, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, as Maya has prepared that for the day, I'll say you guys could have, knowing it only lasts 8 hours, you had to travel the day to get here. I'll give you the benefit of you guys maybe stopped for a short rest before entering the Umber Wetlands, and she cooked this meal up,
Mhm.
just so
Yeah.
that it lasts for the entirety of this. I don't want to have to start calculating,
Yeah.
but you guys head towards. It's very obvious where the rift is. It's a beacon of gray light in the middle of the swamp. It's pretty obvious. It is in fact where Dracena was at the Dark Fen. It is at her nest.
Yeah.
I'm shook.
Yeah. Fun fact: she was agitated because there was a glowing crack of light in her lair. That's what she had webbed up in the center and anchored to like 6 points. And if it had come up, she would have been very happy to let you close it for her. But it's okay. You didn't know. It happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Now, if she was agitated by the little crack, she's gonna be really agitated.
well,
Dude, she's gonna
If
tackle
she's even there.
well, since
Or she
we are
could-
nearing the end of our time for Sunday sessions,
Mhm.
as you guys arrive, I will set the scene. Second. As you guys walk across the membrane over the water and you reach what was once the edge of the Dark Fen is no longer there. There is no longer a dome of material as it was blown away by the sudden opening of the rift. You see there is a bright light. Despite the gloom of the Shadowfell, the rift itself still emits light, whether it's from the seam between planes or it's just the energy emitting from it. You see what looks like there is a swirl of water at the center of the Dark Fen that was webbed over. That is almost like a little whirlpool that is glowing with this internal light. The rift is coming from this pool of water as the method of entry. But the thing that catches you off guard the most, Astra, is as you approach, Gavosa reacts and says, I sense it. The light of Selene is near. There is a source here. And as you approach, there is a flash of color amidst a sea of gray as standing guard, standing atop the water's surface.
Yeah. Sorry.
The Green Knight regards your approach, having sensed it as well. Sword drawn. You see on the ground nearby and floating in the water the bodies of about half a dozen Shadar Kai. His blade slick with blood.
His bitch. Okay.
As he looks towards you all, we meet again. And that is where we will pick up with our next session of the Fractured Firmament.
Huzzah!
All
As the
right.
Green Knight has been standing guard by this rift to make sure shit don't get fucked with.
Yeah. Wow.
He's going to get fucked with.
I wonder if
Yo,
Wow.
something
Jeez.
tells me.
awkward because I wonder if he's
He
Something
really.
doesn't look
tells me-
happy to see you, I'll say
No.
that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
He's not gonna just let us go next up to the rift because we're gonna say, "Oh yeah, we're here to close it." Right.
Yeah, you
No.
remember the last time you met him? He was very
Sure.
very
Pro
untrusting
rift.
and willing to
Stab first.
destroy the bridge between
Yeah.
worlds to
He's
stop
pro
it.
rift. He's pro
Yeah.
rift. It's fine.
Yeah, hard to say.
Yeah.
So,
He's
yeah, you
pro
guys
Fae.
next session might have a confrontation with the
Yeah.
Green Knight round 2.
Let's go.
Great.
I'm
And
cool
I'll
with
tell you
that.
this, you chose right. It's good to have Callan for it if that happens.
Yeah.
Yay.
He is definitely the greater challenge between the two.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome.
It's like
All right. Well, next
Dealing with
weekend
green
we're
boy.
not. Yeah. Next weekend we're not playing TFF. Next weekend is Chris's 20th level begins.
Yes.
So we will see when we get back to this. I also do want to do the Helios subplot. I do think this is not a great spot to leave off, so we will continue with TFF at least one more session. And then soon after, I do have everyone's character at least almost completely done, so I'll start working on finalizing that stuff up, and sometime in maybe a month or so, we'll do that subplot maybe.
cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
I
Sounds good.
eagerly
Anyways.
await.
I cannot wait for next weekend. So much. Well-
So as far as I know, it'll be 4 o'clock next Saturday.
It'll be Saturday. Okay, great.
Yeah, I
great,
believe
great.
Saturday was the day. Yes, yes,
It's
Cool.
Okay.
Even better. One less day
Alright.
to wait.
yes. So, all right. Well,
Oh, I did notice that I did not put light. Did I?
No.
Light.
Now we can see him.
We
Ah.
can see the
Apologies,
foe
should
that we
have
will
been-
fell.
Your
I
light
saw
source
just
is
the outline of his token.
token
There we
layer.
go.
Yeah, honestly. It's like, oh,
Feel free
no.
feel free to stop me if you notice something like that, because on my screen it's perfectly lit up because of the GM view. I just checked
Right,
Twitch and
right.
was like, oh shit.
Move your torch to the light layer. I could see the torch icon.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
Okay.
Well.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Mike.
You're very welcome. Good session. Good
Yes.
good time.
Good.
I'll
Yeah,
see you
good
guys
session.
later.
See you
Alright.
later.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.